I'll stop making pedophile jokes. Oh, sick. Okay, yeah, so that you can use the referencing. Nice. Oh, beer. She's really good. She's Artner, Bea Artner. Her name, yeah, her name is Bea. Their name is Bea. I gotta get down with the kids these days. Man. Please warn me before you put the screen on. think they can only hear me. They can't hear you at the moment. It's just me. I'll sing us a song for an intro. Hello. Something, 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 something else. Go for it. Yeah, let's go. Hello, everyone.
All right, let's actually get the right screen up. That would help. Okay.
Rah. Yay.
All right, folks, can you hear us?
I mean, they could hear me the whole time.
They could hear you the whole time, right?
They could hear me, they just couldn't hear you.
Pat's audio
Hey,
is
guys.
off. Okay.
So we've done a bit of backwards and forwards on this one. It's been an interesting week trying to work out how best to set up a camera and all the rest of it. We've gone through like Stream Together and a bunch of other different options, and in the end, we've defaulted back to Discord because it's just fucking easier. So yeah, we got teeny tiny pictures down here. I'm sorry about that. We first time, guys, first time. First time. We're gonna figure it out. When we figure it out, we'll get better at this.
Yeah. Me. I think
I'm being subjected to ads because I'm looking at it from my own thing. No, I get ads on my own channel. So rude to myself.
How the
You're right, guys.
turntables.
You're right, guys. I'm gonna switch off all the ads immediately. This is terrible.
Right. Okay. Hold on, folks. Right. So, we've got, like Heather said, we've got a couple of things that we're having to figure out. So bear with me while, there we go, get this. So we can draw some annotations in case anybody asks. Remind me next, what's this? What's the chat saying?
Remind me next time. I'll be more than happy to help with the layout. Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Manic.
We
Appreciate it.
Hired. Yeah, don't.
Okay.
Just look, we're doing our fucking best here, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, hi. Welcome to our first ever review stream where we're going to be reviewing stuff. Thank you very much to everyone who submitted work and portfolios and all the rest of it. It means a lot to me that we have an audience that trusts us enough to be looking at their work and reviewing their stuff. It's pretty wild. I've roped Pat into doing this with me. Originally, I was just going to do it, but then I realized that what do I know? So I've got Pat because Pat actually knows things. So he's going to be handling the majority of the reviewing portion of this, and I'm just going to be witty. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'll just say like, oh, it's pretty, it's nice. No, so yeah, we've got someone who's actually got a lot of experience and credentials working with this, and we got someone that can really dive into your work and be able to give you proper reviews. I wasn't very confident in my own ability to review work to that level, so that's why we got the lovely Pat here to help me out. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone who wanted this and who's coming to support this. It's nice. Also, Pat, don't forget to hit record. We need to record this.
It's recording. We're good.
Yeah.
I didn't record
Mario,
the very.
Sorry about having to do this.
I didn't record the very beginning, but we've been recording for all through that, so you're all good. You're all good.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got some stuff that we want to go through, and yeah, hopefully we'll be helpful. If you got any questions and stuff, don't be scared to ask. Like, please ask questions. Hit us up with stuff. We've only got a few things that we're going to be going through. So if you got stuff that you still want to submit, feel free to throw it at us, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm now going to defer to Pat. Goodbye, everyone. I'm finished talking.
Thanks, Heather. Right, the other thing as well, folks, is we will try and get through as many as we can, but we can't promise that we'll get through everyone who has submitted. So do not take that. Don't take that personally. Okay, that's not the point.
Take it personally. I don't care. Take it personally. Take it,
We will.
it's a personal problem. Someone has redeemed changed the song. I don't know if that means they just want me to go away. You don't want me to sing anymore? I'm sorry.
Change the song. Harsh. Um, we will get round to people eventually, maybe on another one. And also, there is a few people that submitted that we feel that neither myself or Heather are really experienced in the right way to give you the best feedback. So, for some of you, if you're a bit more illustration bound, we may kind of defer to someone else on the team at a later live stream. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we'll
again,
definitely be dragging like, Peter Ocampo doesn't know it yet, but we're gonna drag Peter Ocampo into this as well so that we've got someone that's an authority on 2D stuff. I can
yeah.
look at 2D art and tell you if it's pretty or not. That's about
Yeah.
it. But that's not feedback. That's just an opinion.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
don't
we
think that's really fair for anyone.
when we're giving feedback, we want to be able to give feedback that's actually useful to you. And yes, like Heather says, we can say yes, it's good and stuff, and I can critique to a certain degree, but not enough where I feel it's going to be of the best benefit to those that have
Yeah.
submitted. So, without further ado, let us get started. We're going to start with Stan. Uh,
This is tough. This isn't fair because this is reviewing me as a mentor as well. So so Stan is, he's a good friend of mine, and he was one of my students when he was putting together this is his first ever character that he made, and I think he did a really good job. But that's because I'm very biased about it, so I really can't review this one. Interestingly, this is the character that I am making the counterpoint character for, so the one that you've seen me doing on stream here and on ZBrush Live, the girl with the pink hair, is the protagonist, and he's the antagonist of the thing, so they're a little couple. It's fucking cute. I'm cute, right? I'm fucking cute. Cute. We're making little couple things. It's nice. Anyway, sorry, Stan.
Yeah, sorry, Stan. So we're not going to spend too much time on it. No, we are. We're going to take a good look through this because it's a really nice breakdown. And again, what we're doing here is we're kind of coming in cold, more or less, to these. We've had a brief look, but not really went through and taken any kind of really detailed look at any of the images here. So I'm just taking a bit of time to work my way through, take a look at the.
I'm still so proud of Stan. I hate calling this. Also, I can't call him Stan anymore. I'm sorry, it's Kay.
Okay.
I've known Kay for many years through playing various games. Uh, he's not in the stream. How dare he? That's true. Someone summon him. Tell him we're reviewing his work. It's just rude. What is
Yeah.
he like? Having an
What?
actual social life, being
Right.
outside.
What's the point? Why? I mean, in
Disgusting.
that case, I can just say terrible, terrible things about it.
So this is the worst work I've ever seen, and of the
Yeah.
work submitted, it's obviously we just can't deal with this one. It's really bad. It's a really bad piece.
I mean, it's clearly, it's
No,
clearly,
sorry,
it's
Stan.
clearly AI. No.
Yeah, clearly AI, clearly AI. So I like it. Like
Yeah.
I think it's a really pretty piece. I think he's done a really good job. I think he did a really good job with the posing of it as well.
Hmm.
Because posing is difficult, especially when you first get started with it. And
Yeah.
to go from never having made a full character and full pipeline before to pulling this out, I personally think he did a really, really good job. There are areas that could be improved, which I'm
Hmm.
sure Pat's gonna pull apart. But I think he's done really, really well, and I'm proud of my students. I'm proud of him.
And quite rightly. Damn, why am I already being reviewed? Because you're first, Stan. That's why. It's just the way it goes. All right. So the way I'm going to take a look at this is the first thing I want to do is because again, this is the first time I've really seen this. Uh, I'm going to look at the concept first. So that's where I would always start when I'm reviewing someone's work because they've based it on a concept. And the first thing Stan's done incredibly well here, the right thing to do is he's picked a concept that isn't his. He's picked a concept made by someone else. And that is one of the best things you can do if you want to learn the hard way. Okay, and that might sound, oh, but you're not making your life easy by doing your own concept where you stay within your comfort zone. Stan's picked
Mm,
something where, yes, he likes it. It's an image he wants to create, but he hasn't had control over how this on the with the way the hair is, or the way that how detailed the props are, or the pose, any of that, and he's matched it incredibly well. His interpretation, that's what I call it, his interpretation of this concept, if you jump between them from the bottom and we move our way up to the top, is excellent. That's
Yeah, it's
all I
pretty
can
spot
say.
on.
It's excellent. It's spot on. And in particular, the pose, right? Because
Yeah. Which is I mean, like, I hate posing.
mm,
I don't think I taught him how to do posing because I hate posing. So, he did a very good job with that. If I can
yeah.
avoid posing a character, I will.
Um, Obviously, the downside you have is you're interpreting from a 2D design, and the benefit of 2D artwork is that you can be more dynamic because you can draw it exactly how it needs to look from that angle. We don't have that benefit with 3D. In 3D,
Mhm,
we are stuck with the real world. We have to kind of, and then that's why when you look at a character that's been kind of transferred from 2D into 3D, that's why it can sometimes look a little bit off or a little bit different. It doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just it's you have to remember that you're looking at it in a different medium and a different dimension basically, because it's in full
mm.
3D. Um so
Yeah, it's also I mean, that's it's the curse of the 2D artist issue where I know that when he was making this, one of the things that was a point of contention for us was where the cloth goes to. And
yeah.
interestingly, because obviously the character that I'm busy working on now is done by the same 2D artist.
Mm-hmm.
In the same regard, there's pieces of cloth where it doesn't connect to anything. So from the front, it looks really nice, and then if you
Yeah.
turn it around, it looks totally different. I'm like, but where does it go? Where is it meant to be?
Right?
So there's always that thing of like you want to be able to copy things one to one as much as you can because it also shows future employers and future clients that you're able to
Mm-hmm.
do that. But sometimes you do have to make those managerial choices and artistic choices of, well, in real life, it just wouldn't do that. It just wouldn't sit like that.
Yeah.
So, there's always a little bit of variation in what you end up pulling out of it.
Yeah, and when
But
you
I
look at
don't
the
know, I think you did pretty well at keeping very close to the concept where
oh yeah.
possible.
Yeah, because if you look at the back of the
Mm,
character, even the 2D concept artist hasn't explored how the fabric really folds or where it really goes. It's quite
yeah.
vague um, as to how it's folded. Now, obviously, you have to assume that it's folded down over his shoulder, so he's got more movement, but it's still not very clear where it goes. So yeah, in that regard, figuring out where that goes is half the battle. And you can see from this back
Mm,
view here, yeah, Stan's actually uh, used that kind of artistic interpretation, and he's followed the front of it excellently in order to kind of push it and tuck it into the right place where it makes practical sense, not just from a a design perspective, but also from a practicality sense in that when
mm.
it's being modeled and where it's being rigged. Now, I'm going to take a bit of a closer look at the topology here.
I was about to ask you about the topology. What do you feel about the topology?
The topology is overall good. However, there are
Mm,
a few areas that uh, I don't deem as necessary. The
mm,
chest area, no real need. The normal map would do enough shaping here. There's no need to kind of outline
yeah.
the chest that way. It could be lowered. Um,
Especially, like, just to point out,
mm,
it's a game character. So
yeah,
in terms of game character, and obviously this is the thing that people get caught up on a lot with topology and retopology. For a game character, you're looking to optimize as much as you possibly can. You want to
yeah,
remove as much as you can. You want to bake everything into each other. You want everything to be baked in. So you'll have that information captured. Where you're trying to keep your outlines and your silhouette, you can have a little bit more topology there. But I think for the chest area, look, if it was a female character, we would be having those lovely circles around the chest to
yeah.
allow for certain movements.
Hmm.
But I don't think we're gonna have booby jiggle on this guy, so I don't
Yeah,
think we would need to have that there, to be honest. We could have just gone straight down with it.
yeah. There's also a bit across the abdomen here. You can see
Mm.
what we've got is for anyone watching that's not aware of with topology. Let me show you. Down here, it's a bit hard to see, but along here, that is what you call a sidewalk. Okay? And you call that a sidewalk because it looks like a path that you're walking along. That type of edge flow is known as a sidewalk.
Mm.
What I would have done is I would have just continued this straight down,
Yeah.
and that should go straight across like that. And you immediately reduce the amount of edges because you don't need that many there as well. You don't need that many edges. There's enough edge loop in there for it to rotate, for it to adjust. And again, one thing to point out here, folks, is these are nitpicks. Okay, we're now
Yeah.
nitpicking because this is overall this character, no problems. Okay, I would probably say that I'm sure some studios might go, oh no, it's too heavy, we need to lower that down. But something that I'm sure many of you have heard is that when it comes to optimizing for games, you cannot guess. You're not going to be able to, if you're, say, for example, you want to work for a certain company, there's no way you're going to be able to match their exact optimization because you're not in that studio. Every studio will have a
Yeah.
certain way it likes to optimize its game characters. So your key thing here, whenever you're making a game character, make it so that it's as optimized as possible. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be 1,000 triangles or whatever, right?
Mm.
Optimize it as best as you can. Exactly as Heather said, get the outline. That's what you're focusing on, and do what you can to bring
Mm.
it down. And also
There's a
focus.
really good example. If you
Sorry.
can zoom in somehow on the ankle of the character, you can see where he's gone straight over, and instead of, like, following he's gone straight over those wraps, so it's just one piece, which is
Yeah.
really, really nice to see.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's no need to kind of actually, yeah, because this is actually
Mm.
exactly, oh, wait a minute, what did I do? Oh, there we go. In the regards of this, it's about putting the detail where it's needed. Most of the density should be up in the area that the viewer is going to look at most. And as it, funnily enough, as it happens, if it's a third person game, you want a lot of the detail in the back because you're going to be looking at the back
Yeah.
of the character most of the time. So, but down here, like Heather was pointing out, the wraps, we don't need to do individual geometry for those wraps. We just have to do, we have to have a consistent edge flow over the top of
Mhm.
it so that it deforms properly with the rig, because you're not really going to be zooming in and focusing in on the feet as much.
Yeah.
So let me see.
When you're doing retopology on a character for something that's cinematic,
Mm,
I've seen people doing, like, you follow the outline of the muscles so that you can get the musculature movement. Is that
yeah.
correct? So in a game, obviously, if you're allowed the poly count, you could do that.
Hmm.
But for the most part, your game characters aren't moving as, noticeably, and you're not zooming in and really looking at their movement. So you don't need to be following the muscles quite as much. Unless it's like a real silhouette thing that you wanna be following,
Yeah.
you can just kinda go whoop over the whole lot and just, do it
Yeah.
as a cylinder for the arm. It'll be
Yeah.
fine as long as it can bend in the right places. It's no
Yeah.
one's gonna look to see that level of detail. Where you wanna be following silhouettes and following the muscle groups, which you can see, I think he tried to do it on the elbow on this one.
Yeah.
Where he's followed that, that's something that is used for animation purposes
Yeah.
to allow for that movement that you might see in the character. We got a question there, how to make stylized character in Maya. I'm a beginner. I'm stuck making cloth. So that is a very good question. I don't recommend using Maya straight up to make a character, but that said, bear in mind that all the characters in Arcane are 100% made in Maya. So if you want to look for references for that, I would look up all the wireframes for Arcane and see how they were doing it.
Mm.
I haven't had to make a character in Maya for a very long time. I just went straight into ZBrush and ZBrush my way through things because it's a lot easier for doing it. But if you're definitely going to be using Maya for it, your best source of references, go and have a look at the Arcane characters, have a look at their workflows, go and watch all the documentaries they put together on how they made it, and you'll probably get some good ideas from that. Also, hi,
Split specs.
Hi. Oh, look, Firestorm Stan is here. You, whose work is this, bro? I don't know. It's just some guy. Like, it's just some
Yeah.
guy.
We're pretty sure it's AI Firestorm stand. We think
Yeah,
it's AI.
yeah.
Um,
You're getting your work pulled apart. I'm
yeah.
so sorry. But yeah, I
So
mean, so far so good. I think like it's good. It's interesting hearing your take on the retopology though. I like that.
yeah, I mean, it's worth noting I'm very strict about topology. I always have been.
Mm,
The other point as well, you make a good point. I mean, in visual effects, you tend to rely more on displacement maps because you can, but that's not
yeah.
necessarily always the case. You'll find that once you get into the it's like once you get into the really high end kind of creature work, it is
Mm.
sometimes required that you might need or costume work as well, where displacements or anything like that just don't really hold up on camera, and you have to end up modeling everything fully. So in that case, yes,
What
you
is
would
the
have to.
what's the difference between displacement maps and height maps? Explain,
Same thing.
please.
It's a different name.
Right. Okay.
This is the
So
thing.
then
Yeah.
why is it that, like, in cinematics, they prefer having displacement maps, but in games, they prefer height maps? What's that about? Because I in my mind, it's the same thing, and I don't understand why there's a difference.
Well, from my experience, technically they are the same thing. A height map and a
Mm,
displacement map are more or less the same thing. However, because again, all it is it's a grayscale. All it is a grayscale map that allows you to uh,
determine where the high bits
determine
are
where it
and the
is.
low bits are. Yeah.
Sorry, apologies, folks. I had some noise outside that distracted me there. Um,
It's okay,
so
I've got a cat who wants to be a part of the stream who's distracting me, so don't worry.
um,
Wait, she's gonna cross the camera now.
but yes, no, basically height maps again, and it's also for it's different technologies in regard to height maps are going to be used for a specific thing within the games industry, and displacement maps are going to be used, I mean, in for a specific thing inside of the film industry. And I guess it's just a difference in jargon, more or less. You know, it's like bump maps, height
Right.
maps. You know, I mean, I would say that when it comes to gaming, and in my experience, and I don't have a huge amount of experience with games, but height maps, we just kind of refer to bump maps as height maps rather than a displacement,
Yeah,
because displacement doesn't really work. And
yeah.
obviously, bump maps are only giving you that single direction, whereas the
So,
normal map
did
doesn't.
the phrase bump map, is that from back in ye old good old days where
Yes.
you did this through Maya with the bump maps and all the rest
Yeah.
of it? Because when I first started learning, when I first discovered that 3D art was a thing, I found probably a very out of date tutorial and learned how to make things just straight up in Maya and by adjusting the bump maps and all the rest of those
Hmm.
bits and pieces. And I did all my I did my texturing in Maya as well for the project that I did, which I'm still very proud of actually. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. And like working with Photoshop to bring things in as well, which is interesting. Yeah, Photoshop texturing is something else, man. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Which is a problem because apparently Overwatch uses Photoshop for textures.
Well, when I was
Whoops.
first in the industry, I ended up having to paint a displacement map by hand in Photoshop
Ooh.
for a brick wall rather than using any photo reference. We
Yeah,
had
but that
photo
was
reference, and
that
then
was before the arc though, right? Like,
yeah, sure. But yes,
you're welcome everyone.
bump mapping is just, it's again, it's older technology, but it's still very relevant today. And
Yeah.
again, it's kind of similar. The jargon thing's kind of similar to the fact that what is very commonly known as an albedo map now, I just used to call a
Mm.
color or a diffuse map. That's what I used to call it,
Yeah.
right? And it's just as technology has improved, and
Mm.
we've become more efficient with what we do, and we've found better ways of doing things, that technology obviously and the jargon of it has to change, because albedo actually is far more accurate as to what a color
Mm.
map is doing, because the color map shouldn't have specular information. It shouldn't have any other information other than the reflected light that we're getting. That's where we're getting the color from, and then it's other maps that give us the other maps that give us like the specular and the bump, etc., and things like that. So yeah,
Manic's getting overexcited because he knows the difference between albedo and diffuse. He's like, "Yay!" Also, apparently, bump has black and white values, normal has the RGB value.
correct. Yeah,
You
the
go.
RGB. That's what gives us. That's why bump is a better option for games, because it's more
Ah,
realistic,
interesting.
because what it allows you to
I
have
see.
is height difference from all different angles, whereas with a bump map it's very, very clear because it can only go in one direction. um
That's interesting. I love doing that. I love getting to have these conversations with people because there's always these little questions that you're like,
Mhm.
Am I gonna sound really stupid asking this? And the answer is probably, but at least you asked the question, so that's nice.
Mhm.
Wait, hold on things. Albedo has some light contact shadows baked in. Diffuse map is where there's no shadows at all. And
Okay.
yes, we have confirmed that Manic is the biggest nerd in the entire channel. Well done, Manic. We're proud of you for being the biggest nerd. We're
Um,
gonna start making Firestorm awards. Wait, at the end of this year, we're gonna do the Firestorm Awards ceremony.
so, but I'm just trying to take a look through the high res, the high poly on this looks great. If I can
Mm.
find it, the high poly looks great. Um, the high poly is looking really nice, really nice clean forms. I love the abdominal work. Okay, I really do. I think how you've interpreted that the from the concept is excellent, because the concept's not giving a lot away, right? There's actually a lot of
Mm.
it's hidden. So I really like how Stan has taken other elements in the design, all these nice harsh, sharp edges, nice stylized look, and applied that into areas that you cannot see on the model. And that's another thing that you
I'm
have
so
to do
proud.
as a concept, as a 3D modeler or a sculptor, is that when you're only given a very maybe limited information in your breakout of your concept art, you do have to kind of interpret things a lot more. That's why I always call it an interpretation, because you're not copying, you're interpreting someone's design. And it's not always going to be you that chooses these things. You might have an art director, a
Mm.
supervisor, a client, doesn't matter, might come in and go, right, we want you to do the abs this way. Okay.
Yeah.
However, there's a bit of lumpiness here on the serratus. I'm just going to be really picky. A little bit of lumpiness in the sculpt, just a tiny bit.
Explain more. Go deeper.
so,
Explain more. Go deeper into that.
so what I can see here is that if you look at the front, it's very clean, very stylized, right? That
Yeah.
that not concerns, but that bugs my eye, because that's a break in the surface. That should be much smoother, much cleaner in order to match with the rest of the model. So if I was going into
Mhm.
supervisor mode, that's where I would go. I need you to fix that, clean it up, make sure it's the same surface consistency as the back
I
and
see. I
the
see.
surface of the chest. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense. I see what you're
so
saying.
again,
Stand your fight. It's terrible. Worst student.
again, folks, I am being, I'm being
I'm not gonna lie.
very
If that was the only thing that you managed to find to like pull apart, that's pretty impressive.
no, I'm being very picky here, folks. And the better a piece is, the pickier you can be. UVs
Mm.
look absolutely great. Love them. I love also
Really nicely done.
this breakdown. Beautiful. This is something that I would love to see more people do with their UV breakdowns. Have a color outline and then showcase
Yeah,
each
it's
sheet
really nice.
with a color. It's so clear for a recruiter or somebody who's reviewing your work to go, oh, okay, I can see it. I can see what's what. So that's brilliant.
Yeah,
Love
really,
it. Love
really
to see it.
clever. And what's really nice about the way that he's presented everything, like if you are new to art and if you're new
Mhm.
to loading your stuff and sharing it, go and have a look at something like go and find Stan's thing and have a look at it.
Yeah.
This is the right way to display your art, where you've got some really nice beauty shots, you've got the one-to-one kind of in the same pose, then you've got some nice close-ups, you're focusing on all those good things. And then you go into it and show all the bits and pieces that go with it,
Yeah.
showing that you know what a UV map is, showing that you know what all the different maps and things are. It's so, so important. If I see someone that's just posted work and it's just a beauty shot, I assume it's because either they don't know what they're doing or everything else is trash, and that's why they're
Yeah.
not sharing it. In the same regard, like, I would feel free to judge me as well on the post that I've recently put up, the marionette. No, I did not share the UV maps because they're trash. They look
Um,
terrible. So,
the
yeah, if you don't post it on your actual work profile, I assume it's because you're hiding it.
yeah. The other thing I would, just from a presentational point of view, the concept art being at the bottom, no.
Hmm.
Do your beauty image, do the concept after that, and then do your breakdowns. Because
Oh,
if I'm going
okay.
through this and I go, oh cool, that's great, where did you get it from? I want to see where you got it from immediately. So if I'm
Yeah.
reviewing your work and I'm in a rush, I've got 100, maybe 150 artists to look at. I'm going to look at it and go, oh great, that's great, but now I've got to scroll all the way down to find the concept. So, and you're maybe with your kind of key image, maybe just put a small section up here with the
Ah, that's
concept.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
I've seen people
inset.
do it where they do it, like, as a background to it
Yeah,
as well, just to like, a very pale background to kinda show
um,
it.
just to showcase it because I think it would be. It's just again,
Mm,
you've got to remember, folks, that when you're applying for work, you are literally up against hundreds of other applicants. And so you need it to stand out. So you want to show, there's my model, there's the concept it came from.
mm.
The last little thing I want to say is proportions. There's a few proportional things I would have changed. So overall, I think this looks great, but, and it's hard to tell with the pose. I'm just trying to see if I'm double checking my work here because I might be wrong. I'm just gonna,
I'm looking forward to this, like, I feel like this is gonna be a good one. What is it?
okay. Because it's in 3D and we've got perspective, we sometimes lose some of um, the impact that the size of the character has, the proportions that you can do in 2D. So for me, I would have made your character's head a bit smaller.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm so sorry, that's my fault. I said that it looked weird with a small head.
But not by much. This is the thing. No, you're spot on. You're spot on because in 3D you can, if you make it too small and
Okay.
match it too closely, it can look out of proportion because you're in 3D.
Yeah.
But for me, I would have at least, what I would have done is I would have tried to match it because if I take I'm going to use
Yeah.
an old trick here. I'm going to use my Wacom pen. I'm going to measure the size of his head, and I'm going to roughly put that down the body. So he's about 6 to 7 heads in the concept.
Ah,
I would have made him 8 heads in height in the 3D just to give him a bit more
mm,
impact, and I would have made his head just that tiny bit smaller. And that's just going, and that would make it match the concept better,
interesting.
but not necessarily match the the look for 3D. Because again, remember, it comes back to that interpretation. He has to be in a game, he has to work practically in a game, and he has
Mm.
to look right from every angle. So
Yeah,
this,
that makes sense.
yeah. So it's not a you must do it. It's just a something that you could try out to see. So there we go. That's my kind of cold
How
review.
important is it? Because that's I like your little measuring thing. I don't know why, but I never thought to just do that when I'm measuring things out. How
Mhm.
important is it for you to follow the measurement according to the concept, as opposed to if you know that the average human body is 8 heads long? So, would you then rather stick I suppose for stylized, you're gonna stick with what the concept says rather
Yes.
than what
Yeah.
anatomy says. Ah,
Yeah. I
gotcha, gotcha.
would.
Sorry, Kay, that was my bad.
No, but again, it's not even. It's the thing is that's not wrong. That's just again, that's just something that you could have. It's
No,
another option.
let Kay have his moment. He's busy oohing at me at the moment, so
um, but no, the thing
I'll take
is
the
when
blame.
you. So if you take something like the work of Ryan Meandering, right, who does all of the concept artwork for the a lot of the concept work for the Marvel films, right, and you'll see maybe
Mm,
a concept art of say Iron Man without his mask on. He's
mm,
going to look really heroic in the concept art, but then you have to remember that you're putting Robert Downey Jr. in that, and
yeah,
who is he is 5'7". He's not going to look as big as he does in the concept art when he's in that pose. So if you're doing a 3D version of that, you have to take into account the realistic proportions of that human and then apply your model to that. Now, they're obviously going to pull a few tricks and stuff because because they can, but it's just one of those things. But with stylized, yes, I will always try wherever possible, I will try to match the proportions. You're never going to get it 100% again because you're translating from 2D directly into 3D. So yeah.
chat is asking, "Can you please switch off your Discord notifications?" Apparently, it keeps popping
Oh,
up.
my apologies. Sorry, folks. I'm just going to close Discord. So,
No, don't, because 'cause I'm in Discord.
oh yeah, wait a minute. Oh, sorry,
You
folks. I
can't.
forgot about that.
You can't close Discord.
Okay, bear with me. Sorry, folks.
It's not my fault that he's popular. Hold on, we're switching off notifications.
Yep.
I
So
forgot that that
sorry,
was a
folks.
thing. I forgot you're busy picking up, desktop sound.
Yeah.
My bad.
Can people stop posting in the Discord for 2 seconds?
Yeah, because everyone just stopped chatting in Discord. What are you doing chatting in Discord? Come over to
uh,
Twitch instead or YouTube. Chat
okay.
there.
Fortunately, folks, I've lost my. Bear with me. Sorry, folks.
Will
This
to
is going
live?
to take.
Same.
So let me just fix this. I've actually lost my main Discord, which I don't know why. Um, this is a Windows issue. It's because we're full screen on this. Bear with me, folks. I'm just going to. We're going to be back in 2 seconds. We're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to fix this, and then we will continue. And we're back. You should be able to hear us all now,
Should
folks.
have thrown away the key. If I'd known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. So now go. Walk out the
Um,
door. Hi, everyone.
hey, folks. Right, we're back, and notifications have turned off. We can blame Windows because Windows decided to shut down part of my
Everyone text
Discord.
Pat. Everyone spam Pat quickly. See if you get
Uh,
notifications. Oh no, we've got Philip2112 has joined us. And he will survive as well. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you will survive. Also, hi, welcome to our review session. You just missed out. I mean, we're just about wrapping up on Stan's work, so your opportunity to mock him is coming to an end. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done, to be honest. I mean, again,
Yeah.
we could go into the real nitty gritty, but to be honest, it's really hard to. I mean, I put it this way: if I ran a studio and somebody sent me this, they'd definitely be at the top of my list.
Oh. Ah. Kay, I'm so proud of you. Also, this is just us advertising Firestorm mentorship, so
So
there's that. Like, if you want to get mentorship so that Pat can tell you nice things about your work, don't forget to contact us. Get in touch. Hit me up with a DM. Go onto our website, www.firestormstudio3d.com, and you can contact us there. Get yourself a mentor. And now back to our previously scheduled review session.
okay, right. Well, so we're going to be looking at David Cipriano. We're going to be taking a look at his work.
Yay!
So, obviously,
Straight
the
out the
first.
gate, I love it. Like,
Yeah.
I like straight out the gate. I think it's really, really pretty. I love the coloring. The texturing is so cute. The way he's rendered things is just very, very nice. I love that painterly look. I suck at that because I am a big whore for saturated colors. So everything I do is like very, very bold and bright and saturated. And when I see someone that manages to get that really good balance with the pale colors and all the rest of it, like the
Yeah.
subtlety of it,
Yeah.
it's so nice to see. I'm very jealous of people that can do that really good painterly look. I just make everything neon pink and be done with.
Pink,
But yeah, it's
purple,
really pretty.
done.
I also really like just from again, like doing a whole broad spectrum thing. As someone who has had to do recruiting and whatnot, I like the way that it's laid out. I like
Yeah,
that you can see immediately that there's use of Unity, there's use of Unreal. It's really easy for me as a recruiter to go like, oh, okay, cool, they know what they're doing.
yeah,
Also, got to say, love that there's rendering taking place in Unity. This makes me
yeah,
very happy. People are
yeah,
overlooking Unity. Unity is better than you think it is. Like, everyone defaults to Unreal because I think it's just got a better press and marketing team.
yeah.
Unity is good. It's a really good software, and it's a really good platform to learn about, especially at this point where a lot of people are trying to do a lot of indie game development. Unity is bliss for indie developers. A lot of them use it. So as an artist, you kinda need to, like, get involved
Mm.
in that. Granny Heather, we don't use that word. I do. What a whore. Um,
Oh, I
anyway,
was
and I also
curious about.
really
I was curious about what word. I was like, I didn't
oh,
hear
no, it's whore.
anything wrong.
Just wait until wait, next up it's like fucking whore. Um, I also really like the way that they've done their panel at the top. Again, it makes it really easy to see what their work is. It's very
Yeah.
eye-catching. Like, it's just they've done a really good job of presenting
Hmm.
their work, which is nice.
Yeah,
And
it's
now for
instant.
actual feedback, here's Pat.
No, I 100% agree. I mean, as a recruiter, yes, that's, because again, going back to what I said at before when we were talking about Stan's work, you have to remember there's hundreds of applicants, if not thousands
Yeah.
of applicants right now going for the same jobs, and you need to be able to stand out a bit. Okay, you need to be able to go,
Mm,
hello, this is my stuff. And again, it's exactly like Heather said, it spot on. Icons. I know what's Unreal. I know what's Unity, and that means that if I'm looking for an Unreal or a Unity artist, I can click on that and
yeah.
go, is that what I'm looking for? Now, you will of course have to maybe put up. You might have to kind of experience uh, the pink elephant syndrome. So, for example, I'm going to explain this. Say, for example, I'm a recruiter, I'm looking for a Unity artist, and I come across David's portfolio and I go, right, look, there's a Unity thing. I'm going to click on his skeleton. Oh, it's a skeleton with a blue outfit or a purple outfit. I needed a skeleton with a red outfit. Okay. And I know that sounds really petty, but sometimes your work, this is just to help you if you get a rejection. Doesn't mean your work is bad. It means the work you have in your portfolio, the recruiter was not looking for. And in
Mm,
the current state of the industry, they need to get somebody that is exactly what they're looking for because they've maybe got a week to hire someone or they've
yeah.
been, and they need to get someone starting immediately, right? So they're just going to go, well, that person's doing what it is we're looking for. We'll take them. Okay. So
Yeah, it's
just,
it's actually it's been crazy. Like, literally in the past week, I've had so many people, clients contact, and when they contact, they ask you like, "We need a team to do X amount of work," and also they need to start on Monday. Like, they just need
yeah.
to start. So it is very much just people go in and they look at your work very quickly and make that decision very quickly. Good luck. Good luck out there. It's rough.
Mm.
That's a really cool render. That is fucking sick. That is
So,
very cool.
yeah, that's a nice breakdown.
Yeah, what a
Would be
nice way
nice
to
to see a
showcase it.
wireframe in here, though.
Mm.
I mean, there
Again,
might be
I
one
always
lower
assume,
down.
like, if I don't see the wireframe on there, then I assume you're probably hiding the wireframe for a reason.
Oh, this is lovely. This is nice to see too.
That's nice. Everyone loves a good time lapse. Like, I can't stress this enough. As an artist, you need to record everything that you're doing at all times, which sounds really weird and creepy, but everyone loves a time lapse. We love a time lapse. People
Mm.
who don't know anything about art likes a time lapse. Being able to put a time lapse or a little reel of it up on socials gets you so many views and so much attention. And again, with the current state of things, like, you want to be sharing your work and you want to be getting that attention. These are cool. I really hope
Yeah.
you posted this to socials.
Yeah, this is really nice. Showing off your UV sheets is good, but also
Mm,
showing the grid is good because it does show distortions, which makes me think that, I mean, again, really would like to see a wireframe on this, David, and I would recommend going back and even just putting in a wireframe render at the bottom or somewhere in this list
mm,
because that will, I'm, you know, it would stop me from, I would go, this is really good. But if somebody came across along that had similarly good work to you but had wireframes, I'd probably go with the person with the wireframes, because then I know I can see how you've actually constructed it. It's like
Yeah.
Heather said, it feels as though you're hiding it because you're not confident
Mm.
about the wireframe. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
I can I can make an estimated guess that based on your UVs that there's a good chance that the topology is pretty decent, but we just don't know. Um,
What's the easiest way you feel to render out a wireframe? Because I think that's something that people get stuck on as well, where they just don't know how to render a wireframe.
Depending, unfortunately, it depends on the software you're in, because they
Mm.
all do it so differently.
Mm.
Honestly, don't try and be fancy with it. Find the
I
if
screen grab it.
That's what I was
I
going to
just
say.
screen
If
grab.
you can't find a way of rendering it, screen grab it. That's enough for me, right? As long as, and then just full screen the software, screen grab it, and then put it that
Mm.
way. Also, something like Marmoset. Marmoset
Marmoset.
is one of the best pieces of software you can get for speed, for being able to make really. By the way, we're not sponsored, by the way, just as a little
Not yet,
FYI.
I'm working on it.
Um,
Marmoset,
but
don't
Marmoset,
forget,
yeah,
I'm
come
waiting.
on, come on, we're giving you the kudos here. Come on. Um,
We're selling you here, guys, come on.
but in all seriousness, Marmoset has one of the cleanest ways to do wireframes. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know about Blender. I'm not a Blender user. But Maya has several ways you can do it from the viewport as well. You don't even have to render anything out. You can do it in the viewport with anti-aliasing. And like Heather said, a screen grab is fine. As long as you're showing me your wireframe, I don't care if it's messy. Okay, I really
Yeah.
don't. I just want to see. It doesn't have to be flashy. I just want to see a nice clean wireframe. Um,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would rather be able to see someone's wireframe than worry about whether or not their UVs are laid out neatly. Like, it's nice
yeah,
to have neatly laid out UVs that look sexy, it's great, but honestly, as long as the textures work, no one really cares that much.
yeah. And again, another
I'm
thing
the
is that
good
when you show
guy.
me, if you show me this here and you show me the textures working on it, then I
Yeah.
can make an estimated guess that the UVs are probably decent-ish.
Mm.
Not necessarily, but one of the best ways you can actually show off that your textures are working is to put an idle animation on your models. Okay, show me how the
Oh, I
model
never thought of
stretches.
that.
Okay, show me what happens when your character stretches their arm up. I
Mm.
want to see what happens to your textures. Now there is going to be stretching, but depending on how well your UVs are and how good your topology is, there will be
Mm.
less or more.
For
Um,
someone who doesn't do rigging and animation, easiest way to do that?
easiest way to do that, I would probably
Mixamo?
Mixamo is good because it's free. I think, if memory serves, I think
Mixamo's
Mixamo's.
free. It's free and you can I mean, there's loads of animations you can use for that. What I
Mhm,
would warn you about if you're using Mixamo, it's very much you very much need a character that has got a head and arms and legs. If you got it in a skirt, the moment you put it in a skirt, it's gonna start going a bit weird.
yeah.
So you gotta be a little bit careful with that. I've used it before. You can, of course, separate your pieces out so that when you upload your animation, you can do it without the pieces attached as well, would be an option. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's, uh that's the way I when I've been lazy, I use Mixamo. Also, it's just hilarious because 'cause they've got the chicken dance in there, so you can get your character to do the funky chicken. I've got
Um,
all of my characters doing the little, like, it's brilliant.
the other thing I would recommend, if you, I mean, again, it's not free, of course, is Character
Mm.
Creator, Real Illusion Character
That's
Creator.
Manix just said that.
Yeah,
Character Creator is a free version of AutoRig. That's
yeah.
good.
Um,
Heather knows
that
Z-spheres is not a good option. Z-spheres, I mean, honestly, Z-spheres and me are not friends anymore. It's not so much Z-spheres. Z-spheres I'm okay with. It's T-posing your model. That T-posing your model, and you've got both of us here that both have issues with T-posing
um,
models.
oh, here we go as well. More people. Konomoto. Oh, Melanie. Hey, Melanie. Thanks very much for popping in. Uh, yes, some great tutorials. Actually, a friend of the channel, friend of Firestorm, Holly
Yeah.
Watt VFX, has a fantastic tutorial on
Yes.
her YouTube channel on creating wireframe renders in Maya. So yeah,
Oh,
check that
really?
out. Yes,
Okay. Oh,
and
go check out Holly. Holly's amazing. Her
yeah,
Maya work is brilliant.
specifically how to get it out looking nice and clean um, with your subdivisions intact as well, which is
Mm,
not something that's overly easy unless you're taking out the viewport.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's. I'm not going to comment on your shading and material work in Unreal. I'm not. I don't have the experience or knowledge to do that, so I'm not even going to touch that.
It
Um,
looks very fancy, and the way you've presented it is very nice. That's as much
yes.
feedback as I can give you. Like, it looks like you look like you're very smart. That's nice. Hey, Sayed's here. Yay! Hey, dude.
So
Man, we
again,
got loads of people coming to hang out. We should do reviews
right.
more often. On
Um,
that, we're gonna do the quick shout outs while we're kinda at this point. Guys, don't forget to go and like and subscribe, please. It means so much to us. It helps push the algorithm. It helps us, like, break into the market and all the other good things. So if you are not already following us, please do follow. You don't have to subscribe. We're not here to take your money. But if you do wanna subscribe, just be aware that you're, like, paying for me to have coffee, and I love having coffee, so please do that as well.
there we go.
Leave comments on things, ring the bells, do all the stuff that you're meant to be doing, and also add us on Discord. Come and see us on the Discord channels. We got a really active server over there, and that way you can have your work reviewed next time. So we are looking at doing this probably once a month, where we'll do review sessions. And yeah, if you want your work reviewed by someone who's actually got experience, which is Pat, then yeah, drop your work there. Continue. Thanks for
Okay.
today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is me.
Okay, so this piece of work is actually, again, it's really funny, David. You know, if you could take your previous one and this one and mix together the breakdown, they'd be perfect
Mm.
because you've got a beautiful sheet. I love this. I love a one sheet texture. This just takes me
Oh
back.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, this takes me way back. However, I'm going to be critical because you could probably squeeze a little bit more um, textile density out of your parts. Okay,
Yeah.
spend a bit more. I mean, there's gaps here, right? There's gaps, places that you could start to kind of adjust and make things. Because here's the thing, right? And this is probably going to be a bit of an unpopular opinion here.
Oh, I can't wait.
Textile density, and I'm sure it's all over the internet. Oh, your textile density must be consistent. It doesn't need to be
Mm.
consistent.
No, so when I do it,
Yeah.
I make it consistent across pieces that are of the same thing.
Yes.
So like my shirt would have the same textile density as the back of my shirt, whereas my
Yes.
body will have a different textile density. And
Yeah.
even on the body, I tend to cut the face off and have the face at a high textile density. And as long as I can hide it really carefully, either under under the chin or under
Yeah.
clothing, then suddenly the body's got like a lower textile density because no one's looking at it.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, for example, if you have a character head and you have a mouth bag, okay, or the inner mouth or mouth sock, whatever you want to call it, um,
Mouth
that
sock?
mouth sock, mouth bag, inner mouth,
No.
mouth interior, that doesn't need a lot of space if you're doing a low poly or even just a basic character.
Yeah.
It just needs a flat color. It can literally be tiny in the corner of a UV sheet. I also do love the fact that you've mirrored your UVs. This is great to see. Very
Mm.
first job I ever worked, we had all of our main characters for a actual TV show, not a game. Everything was on one texture sheet. If they had a pair of trousers on, the trousers were flipped over on top of each other so we could paint it on one side and it's mirrored on the other. It's a great use of space, really nice optimization, which is really lovely to see. It's great. This is lovely.
I'm stoked to see 1K textures because
Me
the
too.
amount of times where we recently had a job come in, well, actually yesterday we had a job come into the studio and they want 512 textures. And initially when you look at it, you're like 512 textures, ew, gross. Man, you can still get a lot out of those 512 textures. It
Yeah.
depends on what they want to achieve with them. Like for something like this where you've got a really stylized character,
Yeah.
it doesn't need a million little pixels of information. It doesn't need to have all of the bumps and all the rest of it. If you're going for something that's like photorealistic, obviously you're going to go 4K upwards. I mean, honestly, and the same thing applies with your rendering. My renders are only in 2K. I do not have the patience for 4K
Mm,
or 8K renders, and my
yeah.
computer will explode. So yeah, I do a lot of my stuff is just 2K renders. It's 2K on my textures. It's 2K renders that I'm pulling out of there. Most of the time, people can't tell the difference between 2K and 4K anyway, so it's
Yeah.
fine. And
And
especially if you're doing it for games, like most games don't use 4 maps, so
and a lot of
don't waste
people
your time.
watch on their phones these days as well. So,
Yeah.
um, the wireframe really nice. I think, again, you've given yourself a lot of polys that you actually don't need. You could actually be a little bit
Mm.
more stingy here. Because of the type of character it is, you could get away with removing
A lot.
a lot here. So, for example, um, see
That
on
little
the,
twist at the back of the skirt. I don't know the right words for it. The skirt, the second part of the skirt, there's like a
yeah,
twist to it that you could have just gone straight.
yeah,
Just go straight.
yeah. All the bones, see these? You don't really need them. If you're going really
No.
low poly, you don't actually need them. Remember this, if you add an edge loop and it doesn't affect the silhouette, remove it. For example, this here. That's not changing the silhouette if you remove it. That's still going
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
that shape. You don't need it, okay?
I think we always get taught that you wanna have your polys the same size, right? But then
Yeah.
when you're doing something like this, so explain this, Pat, sage wisdom. When do you need them to be the same size, and when is it okay for things to be, like, elongated
Okay,
where you don't have that?
so if you have evenly spaced polygons, right? So let's undo this. So say for example here, right? This is all pretty even, okay, across
Mm,
here. Now, the reason you want it to be even is it means that when you do your UVs, okay, you're going to get less distortion, all right? But that's not necessarily true, because if you have a hard surface object like a box, right, you can have
mhm,
very large polygons. And as long as
because it's not gonna move.
yeah, because it's not going to move. So as long as you
Ah,
UV it correctly, you're not going to have any texture issues, okay? So the
mhm,
reason that you need evenly spaced UVs is for deformation on your polygon. So the polygons have to be even spaced, so the UVs are evenly spaced, so you don't get stretching when you move something. Okay, that's
gotcha,
one of the
gotcha.
reasons. The other reason is if you're sculpting, if you have an object like this, right, and you try and sculpt on it in ZBrush or whatever program, and say you've got lots of density here, like that, okay, but then you've got
Mhm,
longer polygons along here, like this.
mm,
When you start to sculpt, it will go smooth and then it will start to break up because there
uh-huh,
isn't enough resolution in order to create a consistent stroke path. So when you're doing something low poly and you're trying to optimize wherever possible, you go back to the old rule, which is if it's not changing the silhouette, you do not, and it's not going to deform, you don't need to add in edge loops in in these places. Now, again, there's always going to be caveats to this rule. So this is why 3D and optimization are so difficult, because there's never always going to be a hard and fast rule that works in every situation. Sometimes it will require a different approach. And just this here, way too much. You don't need that many edge loops. Again,
yeah.
this is lovely, but I'm just going to rip it apart.
I feel like we keep doing this to people, I'm so sorry. We're like, "Hey, we really like your work, and also here's how we're going to trash talk it now."
um, so hopefully that makes sense, David. Uh, Hang on a minute. Let me
Really
just.
pretty work though,
Yeah,
honestly. David, your work is very, very
it's
it's very attractive, it's very eye-catching.
yeah. I mean, this is the thing. We're being very picky here, but this is again. If you were to, if I was hiring and I saw this, I'd be like, right, this guy knows what he's doing. He
Yeah,
clearly knows what he's doing. It's really nice and clean. I mean, 12,000 tries for nowadays is nothing. It's nothing.
no.
The average
God, no.
average AAA game character, it's like 100,000 tries, something like that, 150,000 tries. Um, okay, so sculpt really nice. This is one thing that I wanted to point out. This is something that
Vegas says hired. So some lazy/smart artists add more polys in unnecessary areas to save time in LODs. What's your thoughts on that?
lazy, smart. No, artists add more polys in unnecessary areas to save time in LODs. No, I don't think they do. if I'm understanding your question right, I some lazy smart artist add more polys in unnecessary areas to save time in LODs.
I don't know. I haven't had to do LODs, so it's not. I don't
No.
understand how that would help you really. If when you're making the LOD, if you're dropping it down
Mhm.
even more, I don't know how adding is going to make that better.
Yeah, because LODs are very different depending on the industry you're in. So games, they take on a far more optimized look, and they can be really,
Mm.
really low. Why wouldn't you use auto LOD generation? Because anything with auto in front of it is never going to
Going to
give
give you a
you,
mess.
yeah, it's never going to give you as good, it's
Yeah,
never going to give you as good a result as doing it manually. Lazy, not
yeah.
smart. Um, I don't think Sponge Bob.
I'm gonna have
So
to like I'm gonna ask some people about that and see if there's a
yeah,
reason or a rationale behind it. But to me, it doesn't like it doesn't make logical sense. But maybe there's some cool thing that I haven't thought of. There's
yeah.
there could be.
Honestly, folks, I don't have enough experience directly in the games industry to give you a really
Yeah.
good answer on that. I do LODs from a visual effects point of view, and in that, it's
Mm,
essentially we work with a low, mid, and a high because we don't need the level of optimization that games need for a character that's either behind you or really far in the distance. Okay,
yeah.
so but yes, the last thing, David, I wanted to mention about this one is the render style on this, personally, not for me. I think you've got an image down here. As this transitions through things, there's a cleaner look to the shading you've put on it. I prefer that.
Hmm.
I prefer that look. I think like this here. See this raw image there.
Yeah.
That there to me is more uh, appealing.
Informative.
And yes, informative. That's yeah, more informative than the one you had before. And again, it's a stylistic choice. This is more just opinion than you know. Um, but again, that's more opinion based than like actual critique.
To be a
Um,
real pain in the ass, why is there a gap? If
a
you look
gap.
on the shawl that he's wearing, there's a tiny, like, 1 pixel. What is that?
Oh, I don't know. Let me make sure it's not something I've drawn on the
That's
screen.
my this is the ultimate nitpicking, like, what is that pixel? What's going
Yeah,
on?
it's
There's
yep.
1 pixel that is a hole
Yeah, kind
or
of
something.
right here.
What's going on? Yep. I'm so sorry for noticing that. It's so, so unimportant. Again, like, please understand that when I pull apart things like this and when I find these mistakes, I am not perfect. If you I'll out myself right now. If you go look at the character, the marionette on my portfolio, if you zoom in on her feet and look really, really carefully, because I hit it pretty well, there's literally a missing polygon. Why is there a missing polygon? I have no idea. But when I brought it into render, there was a polygon missing and I was too lazy to figure out why. So I hit it.
We
I
all do
don't know
it.
where it went.
We all do it. We all try to hide a crime here or there. I finished off a piece of work last night that I just needed to finish, and it was only
Mm,
when I did the render in Marmoset I noticed that one of the fingernails on the character has been pushed into the finger. There's been an issue when
mm.
I've been fixing or posing something. Did I fix it? Did I hell? I just was like,
Yeah,
that's
no, it didn't
fine.
need that. Don't worry about hands, just cut the hands off.
You
I've just
know.
been fired? Why am I fired? No,
Who's
don't fire
fired
me.
who? Okay. So
Stan's firing me, so that's all right.
oh, okay. So David, I immediately was like, you've done Hogarth from The Iron Giant, which is one of my favorite films
Yeah.
ever. So this is already a win for me.
Yeah, you're already hired.
I love the fact
I
that
it's so well stylized. It's
yeah,
so cute.
the if I again, I'm going to go back to this again. This is completely opinion based because it's just a style that I'm not a huge fan of. Is the cell shade? I would have went with flatter colors and a more painterly style for him to better reflect the original reference. That's my only That would be my only major critique with this. Other than that, I think you've nailed the look of him. But one thing I did want to point out is that looking at your sculpt, right? You've sculpted in the nose really, really beautifully, but it's lost in the cell shading and the
Yeah.
materials. So if you're able to maybe pick up some way of outlining the nose similar to the way it is in your reference here. So if you
Mm.
look at how he's referenced here with the nose, how it's outlined it. If you're able to build your materials, your shaders in a way to highlight these features on the face and pull back some of the brightness on some of the shaders, I think you'll end up with a more appealing look to the character. But again, I'm
I don't know what you're
nitpicking.
talking about. Like, I remember the early 2000s where we were taking selfies, and for some reason, we were blowing out the lighting so much that we didn't have
Yeah,
noses.
yeah.
The
It's
good old
just
days.
this middle part of the face is just. I mean, it could be the lighting in the scene. It's a shame
Mm.
because I can see in your sculpt how your sculpt is great.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
so
look at
it's
that.
detailed.
It's
Yeah, it's really
stunning.
pretty.
It's detailed in just the right places uh, to inform the rest of the character, and I really like that.
It's
Yeah,
really nice because it's really subtly done as well, like, it's not
yeah,
overworked.
yeah. You've not went nuts with with the like wrinkles and added extra things in it. It's the hair's
Mm.
lovely. The hair's really beautifully done. Uh,
Mm.
this is yeah,
See, I'm gonna disagree with you.
Mhm.
I like the soul shader. I think the shade is nice.
Yeah.
I like the way that it's done. And
Again,
that's a matter of opinion, and this is where like what you were saying, where if someone comes into a recruiter comes onto your thing and
mm,
goes, "Well, I like it. Well, I don't."
yeah,
That's art is subjective, unfortunately. It's just how it is. Like, I think it's great. I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah, the
It
fact
does
that
need
I
a nose.
dislike cell shaded effects doesn't take away
Yeah,
from how excellent the work is. That's what I want. I want
yeah,
that to be really clear, David. Okay, um, because everything else about it is great, and I love the
yeah.
reference board. This is lovely. We can't actually
I'm so
see it.
impressed at your reference. Please tell me you had to tidy your reference board before you did this, because my reference boards never look like this. Mine are just like a mountain of stuff. They're just
Um,
a mess. I never have these neat and tidy, like, labeled areas.
just random images in a folder that are just
Yeah.
randomly named things. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
yeah.
they're sort of together, but then some of them are bigger than others, and some you gotta zoom in to go find them.
um, so yeah, I don't know if David's still in the chat or not.
I think he is.
Let us know if you're still in there, David, because again, this is the thing as well, folks. The whole point of a review, right? Some people might be listening in thinking, wow, they're being really harsh. We're really not being harsh here. The whole point of critique, right, is to help you improve. All right.
Mm.
If we were to come on and say, oh yeah, everything's great, then
Yeah, there's no
it's a
point in that.
waste of time for us to even do the
There's
stream
nothing
if we're
that
not happy.
irritates me more, actually, no, paying for parking irritates me more than anything in the entire world, but there's nothing that annoys me more than when you go into something like Facebook and you see someone who is a mediocre artist post their work and everyone will blow smoke up their ass, which is nice, but
Oh,
also it doesn't necessarily help them.
hmm,
Like, I feel like being able to give on the flip side, I also see a lot of people that try to give feedback and it doesn't come across very nicely. Like, there's ways to do things, there's ways to be able to give feedback where you're not just trash talking their work, but you are giving
yeah,
them helpful pointers and helpful feedbacks. Briefly, how to had to step out. What did you miss? We were talking about your reference board. Your reference board is very tidy. It's a
yes.
nice reference board.
Um, and we were and Heather and I were disagreeing on the cell shade of Hogarth.
I like the soul shader, and I'm right.
Heather likes it. I dislike the effect, but I love the model. It's just something that
Yeah,
I would, it's something that I would change. But again, this is what we were talking about with everyone is that this is that's a strictly subjective thing. It does not make any
agreed.
difference on the quality of your sculpt because honestly, I would love to have him 3D printed and on my desk.
Yeah, it's
That's
cute.
how much I like that sculpt. It's stunning. It's so
That
clean and
is, it would make a really good print as
it
well.
would be
It's really
great.
cute.
Also, the hands are lovely. That's one thing I wanted to point out. Something that maybe doesn't
Mm.
get focused on a lot. The hands look nice and natural. They don't look like sausages, and all that kind of thing, which can happen. Okay, one more from David. Uh, it was loaded. Come on.
thinking.
It's not thinking fast enough.
This is so cool.
This is great. This is exactly what I was talking about.
So cool.
Seeing this, seeing it animated, seeing it actually in motion
Yeah.
is a great thing to see.
So, so cool.
Oh,
This
lovely.
is
Look at
really
this.
nice. And just adding in, like, the background bit is so it just
Mm.
shows you've taken the time to do it. It's really, really nice.
Oh, look at that.
That's so pretty.
Yeah. Again, similar to the skeleton, there's areas that you could probably have just gotten rid of some extra polys that weren't really adjusting. But again, you do have a cylindrical based character, so maybe you actually do probably need more. Just ignore what I said. I'm
Mm.
wrong. Um,
You heard it here first, folks. Pat
yeah,
is wrong.
yeah, I'm wrong more than I'm right, and I have been. That's the only way
That
that
is
you
so
learn.
nice.
This is gorgeous. Yeah. Actually, is that?
Really, really pretty.
Oh, do we have a? Oh, even. Oh, I love it.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
This is great, David. I love seeing this kind of stuff because it really shows that you know that you're actually, the fact that you're comfortable enough showing and confident enough to show this
Mm.
part of the process is really
The
good.
dirty bits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the dirty behind the scenes
it's
stuff.
nice.
This is an old model and my first hard surface character. God damn, see the amount of
It's
people.
so good.
It's really good. Guys, I think one thing we should probably do at some point is for artists like ourselves to show you what we did for the first time.
Oh,
Because,
yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do a this is my first model
yeah.
reworking session. But honestly, like, I think the other thing that's worth pointing out here is that this is your first model that you made and all the rest of it. That's great.
Mhm.
What's interesting and what's important is like it's not a complicated model. It's not a
No.
complex thing that, it's not a million and one different pieces. You don't need to make a model that is super complicated for it to really, really hit home and really become an attractive part of your portfolio.
Yeah.
You can choose a simple concept. You just have to execute it really well.
Yeah.
So next time you're picking up a concept, like give yourself something that's going to challenge you, but you don't have to break yourself over it.
And I'm not going to critique your textures here because this is an older model and you've already you've already shown
Mm.
how much you progressed in later posts about how you're presenting your work. So again, you're learning from stuff. So that's good to see. I
And
mean,
I'm gonna disagree with Pat and say that I like the textures. I think it's really cute. I like the cute girly texturing stuff. I think it's pretty, it's nice, it's got nice colors. I think it's really I love everything about this. I think it's really pretty. Matter of opinions here, guys, matter of
yes.
opinions.
And also,
Been doing
guys,
3D since 2018. Man, that's like again, you haven't been doing this for very long. You're doing incredibly well.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's a lot of progress for one person to make for that amount of time. Well done.
it really
Really,
is,
really well
David.
done.
Really, really is. This is,
And you're mastering so many different softwares as well. Like, I'm
it's good.
genuinely a little bit jealous that you've managed to pick up
Yeah,
so much in that space of time. I struggle to find time to learn more than one software at a time. Like, this is very impressive work.
yeah. Well, how are we doing for
You've done
time?
good.
How are we doing for time?
It turns out it takes a lot longer to review stuff than we thought. We
Yeah,
do have a request from Rian who worked on that dragon. If we could
mm,
possibly do his,
we
then
certainly
we'll be able
can.
to cover that. And then anyone, if we don't manage to cover your work in this session, we'll be back again in a few weeks' time where we'll continue doing reviews.
Yeah,
So don't worry. If we find that this is something that you guys like, we'll bump it into becoming, a bi-monthly thing or bi-weekly, bi-monthly, whatever. Every two
yeah.
weeks, we'll start doing it. But
I
it all
mean,
comes down to everything that we do with Firestorm comes down to the audience. Like we do
yeah,
whatever you guys want us to be doing. If you like this, let us know. If you want to see more of this,
yeah,
let us know. If you hate this, that's tough luck. Tough.
yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna do
based
whatever I want. It's my channel.
based on the numbers, people are liking this. This is a good turnout.
Yeah.
It's a good turnout.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice to be able to get this many people here, and
Yeah.
it's nice to help. Helping is
Also,
nice.
and the
Always
chat's
helping.
been great as well, folks. It's really nice to
Yeah.
see you guys interacting, as to the level you are on something like this. So, yeah. So here we go. We've got Rianne's dragon.
Yeah.
So we've got a sculpt and we have a texture.
I just wanna
Heather?
actually shout out the message that he straight up sent in
Hmm.
Discord yesterday about this, and because it was I'm sorry for giggling, but I did giggle. It was something along the lines of, "My dragon was giving, but now it's not giving." And I was just like, I don't know how to tell you, but I totally understand what you're talking about. Like, I get that, like, I know the pressure that you're feeling on this one. I'm also gonna throw out there that, like, just as my little 2 cents on it, nice model, dude. Well sculpted. Good job. Lot of time goes into this. Really, really cool. Well done.
Yeah. And I get it as well. You know, it's like, what happened? What happened? I saved the file, I opened
Yeah.
it up, and now things are just not looking as good as they were the last night. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
get it. You know. Yeah, very nice model. One thing I wanted to point out that I really liked about this image is it's great the fact you have a scale of a human to
Mm,
show people what you've done. And I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but it's a good example. Is this is going to be sound really weird, stupid English language. The scale of the scales. Okay,
yeah,
so we have our person, and then we have the scales are all at a size that don't make it look as though you've just taken a small dragon and then scaled it up, or you've
yeah,
taken a random texture that you found and just slapped it on. You've thought about, I mean, it's looking a bit repeated here. Let me do a better color.
yeah, you can
This
see
is
slight repetition.
this is a bit repeated, but that's all right, okay?
Mm,
Because again, once you get some texture map on that, you might hide a bit of it, but just be wary of it. But it's nice to see that you've thought about the scale of the detail on your creature and how it relates to a human character, because that's how we can it means that when it's on screen and it's not next to something like a human for scale, we can get a better sense of how big it might be.
mm.
Okay. Um, so that's
I
really
really
cool to
like the
see.
tongue. I'd like
Yeah.
weird sentences I get to say in my career. I really like his tongue.
Yes, the
It's
tongue's
really
cool.
cool.
Nice shape up here. Um,
Yeah, really cool tongue.
I
When you're making one of these, if you're gonna be rigging this, would you do it as a flat tongue? Would that be easier for the riggers, or does it not really matter? Like,
uh,
would they yell at me for having a curve in the tongue?
in my experience, riggers prefer everything to be as straight as possible. So like
Mm,
tails, wings, etc. Even and again, it depends on the pipeline and how their tools work. But
yeah.
having having things flat does allow for their tools to act better, and you get more accuracy because you're not having to adjust the orientation of an axis in order to follow the tongue
Mm,
or like things like this. So you're saving them time. And in a pipeline, that's obviously
gotcha.
like one of the key things. You don't want to
Yeah.
make whoever's down the pipe from you, you do not want to make their life more difficult than it has to be, because everybody has a difficult time no matter what stage of the pipeline they're at. And that's something that's really important to remember, folks. Okay. You know, you want to that's why it's important that you do your job as well as you can, because not for a big corporation or whatever, for the next person down the line. Okay, for the next
Mm,
person down the line, you don't want them having to stay late at work because you
yeah.
didn't do something in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to be the next person with your head on the chopping block in the layoffs, make
Yeah.
sure make sure people like you.
um I really like the tongue, but I'm going to give you a little
Yeah.
I am going to give you a little oh, what's going on here? Why is that? What's happened to my capybara? There we go. Yeah, if anyone's curious, I'm using Cappy Cursor. This is the
It's
tool
so
I'm using.
cute.
Uh, the free version just to draw, because Epic Pen is crap. I'm saying that. Epic Pen, you don't need to sponsor us because you're rubbish. Um,
On behalf of Firestorm Studio, he is not representative of our company or our studio's point of view or opinions. All artists represent their own opinions on this channel.
so
Wait, you're in PureRef at the moment. You know you can just draw with PureRef, right?
I'm not in PureRef. I'm in Windows. This is just Windows.
Oh, okay, carry
Yeah,
on.
and
Carry
it's
on.
rubbish. So for the tongue, you've got this kind of cool
Mhm.
shape here, right? Okay, but And notice there's a huge gap underneath here. Now, for a creature with a mouth this large, the tongue would likely come around like that.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you want
the
to,
little
yeah,
attachy bit under your tongue.
you want the tongue to kind of be, the tongue's a surprisingly large organ. So you want it to be,
This
you know,
conversation's getting smutty.
okay. And now, and
Tell
then
us
Heather's
tell us
distracted.
more about your large organ, Pat, please.
So, um, so anyway,
It's been a long day.
so just be very wary of that when you're doing anything like this, because at the moment it kind of looks like it's floating. So you want to kind of make sure it's grounded into it. All right. You two need
Yeah.
PNG anime characters instead of what looks like Skype cameras. Wow. Yeah. There's been some
Rude.
issues. There's been some issues
Rude.
this morning. Okay.
Rude. Oh,
Um,
sorry, okay, wait, I've got something to add to that,
mm,
which was gonna add on to your drawing. I found out what tongue-tied means. Do you know what tongue-tied means?
uh, I do. I have a friend who has one.
Yeah, so I didn't know that it was an actual thing. I thought it was just like
Yeah.
a you're tongue-tied, you can't get the words out. It's where that
No.
little attachment is right at the end of your tongue,
Yeah.
which sounds terrifying.
Yeah. So basically, it's further up the tongue and
Yeah.
generally means that the front of your tongue is connected to
Eh,
the bottom of your mouth so that you can't
that's
stick your
interesting.
tongue out.
It's
Yeah.
so interesting.
It really is. It's kind of
Can't
just
they
one of those.
you can get it cut, right? Like, it can
Oh,
get
I don't
cut.
know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Ugh.
Um, what's this? Friend of mine's son had that. Has to have had surgery to fix it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Interesting.
It does look floaty. Okay,
Look,
yeah.
I
So
learned a
that's
fun fact and I needed to share it with people. Now was my time to shine.
oh
Babies
crap.
required to cut so they can grapple the nipple. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually.
Oh, okay. Almost looks like
Looks
a
like a dork
dork.
or a plaster.
Okay.
And a dork is a whale's penis. There you go. There's your other fun fact for today.
See, we don't just critique artwork here. You actually,
Bringing in all the useful stuff.
right?
Hey, we got a
Um,
new follower. Haley.
hey, brilliant! Thank you very
Oh,
much. That's great. I didn't see that pop up.
yay.
Oh wait, I don't have
Oh.
alerts on this version. That's why.
Oh.
Right. Okay. So, um, yeah, looking at the render, which shows up a little bit more of areas that you need to kind of be careful of, is this section in here. Okay, it's too much of a clean distinction, right? Between you've got the kind of fleshy part, which is actually attached to the gum. Okay, so what you would probably want is on your dragon, you want to have a bit more of a shape like this, and then this area should be inset a
Pulling.
little bit more, and you want to
Mm.
get it pulling. Yeah, exactly, a bit more pulling force and stretching. Okay, but and then you could also potentially just do.
I've just realized that I'm pulling the weirdest faces while I'm looking at this. It's just because I'm thinking about like skin and it's gross. That's it.
So yeah, so I would have, because you've got to remember as well that obviously you've got the mandible as well on the skull. So these are going to be two separate parts, 1 and 2, like that. Not the best paint over, sorry folks, but there's going to be a gap there. So you're going to want to add a bit more extra skin in there. So when it's closed, it's going to have a little bit of an overlap, but then when it pulls out and opens its jaw, you're going to have more of a stretch. But what you've got here is there's not much of a stretch there. It doesn't look like it's opened fully properly.
Mm.
Is it true that only professional artists can do animals? No, not at all. All artists can do art. You can do anything you want,
If you
flat
draw a
out.
stick figure, you're an artist.
Yeah.
Like art is anyone can be an artist. You can be an
Mm-hmm.
artist. You just start making art. It doesn't you don't have to get paid to be an artist. What's with the feet? Look, we'll get to the only feet part of this conversation later.
The other thing I would say is the texture resolution is really low, and I think that's hurting your renders. Um, So there's a chance that this could be a couple of things. This could either be you don't have a high enough resolution texture. So if you're maybe doing a 2K or even a 4K, but it's spread across like one UV sheet, right? So if
Mm.
if this is 4K, right, you're only going to get a certain amount of resolution on that, right? So if everything is on one texture sheet, you're going to be limited and things are going to start to look a bit blurry. They're going to look soft. So what you might need to do is you might need to split this up into UDIMs. And to be honest, for a creature of this size, that's
Yeah.
what I would do. I would have this as multiple UDIMs in order to kind of create much higher resolution textures for you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
if this was gonna go into a game, that would be one thing, in which case you wanna keep it on one tile, but
yeah.
for what I assume you wanna be doing something that's more cinematic, in which case you definitely wanna be using the UDIM flow on things,
Yeah.
which will allow you the space to spread things out. I don't wanna use the phrase "to your heart's content" because 'cause I've seen someone try to put 100 tiles in before, don't do that.
Yeah.
But you can split this into, like, a good 5 pieces, 6 tiles, get it spread out so that you can get more detail into it.
And if you were doing it for games, you could be sneaky. If you wanted to put it in a real-time engine, you
Mm.
could you could adjust the harness and the kind of cloth and the what it's wearing and just have maybe a chain around here, and then you could split the model underneath.
Ah, clever.
So
Yeah, you could
so
hide
you
it.
make a natural seam so you can hide where you need to make the
Yeah.
separations on the body. I mean, there's other
Also, just from
ways.
an aesthetic point of it, I kinda think that there needs to be a chain that goes down underneath there.
Yeah,
It looks it looks nicer, and also it would make sense in terms of controlling a dragon, you would want to be able to move its neck up, sort of like a horse,
yeah,
I guess, like a horse.
yeah.
You
Um,
heard someone who made an airship with 123 Udons.
oh,
On purpose? Why?
um,
Why? Oh,
well, I
wait, no,
rem
hold on. Let me take this back because if it's something like the dude from Transformers, in which case I can totally understand it, then it kinda
yeah.
makes sense.
He was very detailed. Well, I mean, I can say I that on Pacific Rim 2, the Jaegers had about 800 UDIMs.
No! Yeah, but you see, that I get that because 'cause you're gonna be zooming in on them. I suppose that
Yeah, I
makes
mean,
sense. But
you
also,
have
Jesus
yeah, you
Christ, how
have
do you keep track of all of that?
yeah, I mean, it was the thing is, I mean, because you have an exterior and an interior, it's just one of those things that, you need a lot
Mm,
of UDIMs in order to again be
yeah,
able to hold up to that detail because as you get closer and closer, you get smaller and smaller, like panel details and things like that, and you need that resolution to to kind of hold up.
crazy.
Yeah, so I think text resolution is a definite thing. A couple of anatomical things around the gum line, and again, there's something with the gum line here that for me it needs a bit more detail, a bit more sculptural detail in here. Um, Look
If you're
at
not
kind of
open to going
crocodiles.
back and resculpting it, you could probably do a lot with texturing to
Yeah,
make it look better. I think there's a lot of texturing that could be improved on
yeah.
here.
The other thing
Sorry.
as well, no, 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 not at all. No, the other thing as well is that round here, round where your horns are actually connecting to the body, they just look like they're kind of interpenetrating with the geometry. We need to kind of have something for them to sit into. And I know
Mm.
that sounds like a rude word, but it's not. It's actually a proper term. so
Stick around, folks, it's gonna get weirder as we go.
so we want to kind of have something for them to sit into, okay? Um, and that's going to help. But yeah, I mean, I think that's my
Absolutely,
main
and
things. I know somebody mentioned about the feet. The feet just don't look as though they're finished yet
they look a
at
bit
this
gummy.
point. Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, there's just a lot of loose form. You want to
The
kind of
nails aren't if I was doing it, I would have had the nails as very separate pieces, so, again,
yeah.
similar to the horn so that you can really see where the nails and they're protruding out of it to get that
Look
level of detail on it.
look at ostrich feet. If you want a real world reference, look at ostrich feet for good dinosaur, and there's for kind of like
Yeah.
prehistoric kind of dragony looking toes, and there's also what's it called? I think it begins with a C. There's a big giant bird that's kind of like an ostrich, but it begins with a C. Um, uh,
Kaswari.
that's it. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. Those are vicious sods. So yeah, and their feet are uh,
They're massive, massive
massive.
feet.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this?
I
Thing
never
is,
realized that, like, when you said that, I suddenly realized, like, in all the things that I've seen with dragons and their feet, oh my
mm,
god, you're right, they are just ostrich feet.
yeah, ostrich feet. Dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a
makes
minute. What's
sense.
this? Ran. The thing is, with the dragon, it's like Punjabi style. The reason I didn't do the chain on the bottom was just because if someone was to decorate the dragon having a harness that size, it might be difficult to put on. However, I do understand where you guys are coming from the side
Mm.
of adding seams. Was so spot on. Ostrich was so on the money. Okay.
Yeah, ostrich feet. Never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely, absolutely right. It makes sense.
Um, So right, okay, yeah, that's about as much as I think we've got in that regard. That gives you things to work on, I think, Rianne. You know, things like the tongue, kind of finessing some of the sculpt. So you've got here. This is exactly what you need for all of your horns. This bit where the larger horn and these side horns are going in, we need that
Yeah,
for
a little bit
everything
more on
else.
that.
Bit more consistency. I'd make his eye bigger as well if I'm going to be really uh, picky about it. So if I was to
Yeah,
kind
get
of,
a little bit bigger, just so
yeah,
that you can get that. A lot of personality is conveyed through the eye and what the eye looks like, so you do still wanna be able to see that. Are you busy making a skull for him? You are, aren't you?
kind of, yeah. So I would say the eye socket's going to be about there,
Yeah.
and then you would have the bicularis muscles, which I cannot say properly because I'm Scottish.
Oh, yes,
Um,
those ones. I know them personally.
and then you'd have your eyelid. So I would
It's
say,
just like
yeah,
just a tiny bit bigger.
yeah, not much, but it's enough just to give it a bit more
Mm,
sight. What's this? I still think it looks nice. There's something to improve, but I think it would fit in some nice animations. Yeah,
mm,
100%, Piero. Yeah, really nice work. That's the thing, Rianne.
yeah,
Really nice work. It's a few things just to kind of push it over the top and just kind of
yeah.
push it that little bit further. Um, what's this? A lot can be done in terms of texturing, ton of subtle variation in terms of color, roughness, and grime and dirt and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely agree. I think so for me, the first thing I noticed was, the lack of variation with the roughness was the thing
Yeah.
that caught my eye out. I think, like, I know you're trying to push to get to the rendering stage, but I do think you need to backtrack a little bit, make those fixes, get them in there so that it's really, really nice, and
Hmm.
then the texturing, there's definitely things that I would adjust on the
Yeah.
texturing. It's very like the gold that you've used is it's got no damage, it's got no wear and tear. It's very just like a flat color that's on there. It doesn't even look that metallic, to be honest. The cloth that you've used, it looks like plastic. And again, it needs a bit of wear and tear. It's a whole ass dragon, man. I doubt that it's gonna be that neat and tidy.
Yeah.
It needs
Yeah.
some tears in there. We
Yeah.
need a little bit more. So I think those are really, really flat. Again, roughness variation on the scales as well, 'cause I think, like, if you look at a lizard, there's sections of the tiles, the scales that are gonna be more shiny than others,
Mm.
like, there's that shininess to it. So, you could definitely play around with something like that.
Yeah. Excellent. But no,
And the
that's
mouth as
it's,
well. The mouth
yeah.
doesn't look wet.
Yeah, the tongue's really looks really dry. It needs, you
Yeah,
need, and the whole interior of the mouth, it's too dry at the moment. So,
yeah.
and that's just killing there's no, yeah, it's too flat. So yeah.
Mm.
No, 100% agree. 100% agree with that. Um, oh, wait a minute. Definitely working on this. Have we looked at the Marvel Rivals? We've not looked at the Marvel Rivals character yet. No. Uh,
We're getting to that one. I know which one you're talking about, though. I like her
yeah.
hair.
Okay, so let's jump back to that.
Rion, have we
Okay.
given you enough to keep working on? I mean, like, I don't wanna
Yeah.
go too in depth on the lighting and all the rest of it. What I'd like to see is, obviously, we're gonna be doing these review sessions on a fairly regular basis by the looks of things. Keep sharing your work with us. We'll keep
Hmm.
giving you as much help as we possibly can. And yeah, let's go through stage by stage. Like, let's get the sculpting right. Once you got the sculpting right, we can look at doing the texturing. Once you get the texturing right, we can look at doing the rendering. And that
Yeah.
way we can go through it like bit by bit by bit by bit.
Yeah. And remember, folks, that Firestorm mentorships are available if you do need to go into this in more depth. So
Yeah.
it's something
Yeah,
that you
there's only
can
so
take
much
into
we
account.
can give in a 10-minute, like, we gotta
Yeah.
quickly show you some stuff.
So yeah, I mean, okay, so let's take a quick look. And again, I think this is going to be quite a quick look for Vera's.
Mm,
Um, Beautiful work. The
yeah,
lighting practice here, this I love to death. Um,
yeah.
we're going to approach.
Just to make a note that Vera is not a 3D artist, she's a compositor,
Mhm,
and she's training in composition more than anything else, so
yeah.
it's not we're not looking into, like, her 3D aspects of it for this.
No, but the thing that really just, I mean, it's one of those things that this made me immediately click on it because it's kind of old world, it's kind of ancient history stuff, and I love
Mm,
how close the references you have that you've matched in your actual lighting in your scene. Absolutely love it. And I love the breakdown. I think this is really great for people to see, not just from a recruiter perspective, but for new artists as well, who might not be really
mm,
sure about how this process is built up. Um, because a lot of people, I think, have issue on where to start. Well, let's look at like Vera's is a perfect example of how to start a project. Just get something in. She's got the default Unreal characters in there, couple of environments, and some basic primitives to knock out the shape, and then slowly replacing those to actually create the look that they're going for, and then finally bringing in the lighting. So yeah, it's
that's really
really nice to
pretty.
see. It's really lovely,
Mm,
and it keeps that painterly style, I think.
yeah.
Um, Now, these landscapes, taking a look at these um, just before, and my I guess my only major critique with these, because they look gorgeous, you can't deny that they look gorgeous. It's the camera movements for me that they take a little bit away from it, because this is a good example, because for one thing, the camera's moving too fast, right? The camera has to tell the story as much as as much as the characters in the frame. All right. So you can do so much with the camera movement in a scene like this. So for me at the moment, it just looks like the camera's just moving on a rig, right? There's not a lot of
Mhm.
emotion to it, but it's clearly a very emotional scene, right? So I would be tempted to kind of think more about how, if I was like filming this in real life, I would probably want to do it handheld, or at least on a kind of motion,
Mm,
on a kind of steady cam, and slowly move around the actor or the character. And if it was me, I would move the camera in the opposite direction to him. Because to me
yeah.
at the moment, it feels like everything's moving in the same place. However, to be fair, you could continue the direction of the camera, but if you slowed it down, it wouldn't feel as though the camera is perfectly in alignment with him. Because I think that's what's just taken away. It's taken away some of the impact for me. So kind of slowing that camera down while it's moving across, I think would have much more of an effect. And again, I'm not going to
Mm,
go into a lot of detail because I'm not a cinematographer or anything like this. This is
no.
again, it's very opinion based, but it's this is my kind of initial feelings on it. Heather?
As something that's absolutely unrelated to anything really, I've just noticed that this is a work in progress piece that she's put up onto ArtStation, and I have feelings about putting up work in progress stuff. My feeling is don't do it because people are gonna look at you only get one chance to impress people when it comes
Mhm.
to your work. If you post on your portfolio a work in progress piece, for a start, they might not realize it's a work in progress. They might have just, like I did, not noticed that until now,
Yep.
and assume that that is your finished work, which means they're judging you as a finished, completed piece. And secondly, like when if you release it, you get the fanfare of everyone going, "Oh, well done," and all your friends click on it, and your work people click on it, and you build that algorithm for it. If you then post it again, people are unlikely to go and click on it a second time. You only have one chance to release work. If you're posting work in progress stuff, by all means, post it on LinkedIn, post it on your socials,
Hmm.
do that. But your portfolio should only be your completed work, in my opinion. I will caveat that with like, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe someone else has found great success with it, but I personally, I did it once where I posted something before it was finished. I posted it once, it got a bunch of likes. I posted the finished work and it got half the amount of likes because people had already seen it and they were bored with it. So just be careful on that. And I know we don't want to value our entire life based on social media and likes, but unfortunately, as an artist, you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just be wary about putting up work in progress stuff. It's gonna detract from your final, like, big moment of revealing your Mona Lisa to the world. If you've already,
Mhm.
shown people the Mona Lisa, no one wants to see it again. God, please
Uh,
don't sound like that because that's a terrible thing to say on camera.
I mean, we've got a question about whether or not it's okay if whips are only on the website and not the ArtStation site. I
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's fine.
yeah.
Again, you can also share your whips in other forums. So I think that's what Heather's basically saying. Separate your whips from your final work so that when a recruiter is like, hey, we want to see what your best work is, you can send
Mm.
them your ArtStation link and there's no kind of confusion over that the work isn't finished. So yeah,
Conversely to that statement, I got told this by my mentor, and I think it's really, really good advice. The recruiters aren't coming to look at your best work. They are coming to look at your worst work.
yeah,
They will judge you based on the worst piece of art that you have on your portfolio. So just be aware of that. And again, if you've got whips up there that aren't your best work because they're not finished yet, they're going to take that as the point of judgment. If
yeah,
you've got work from 10 years ago that is not trash, because nothing is trash, is less refined than your current status, remove it, get rid of it,
yeah,
take it away, because they're not going to look at the timestamps on things. They're just going to look at it and go, Jesus Christ, that's gross, and then
yeah,
ignore you.
yeah,
So just be wary about these things.
yeah, because they
Remember
just,
that when recruiters are looking, they're giving you not even 10 seconds.
yeah,
They are looking and then going.
yeah,
That's it. So you got
they,
to hit them hard, hit them fast, and make sure you're impressive, and that's it.
yeah. Firestorm Stan, we were really nice to you, and you're now mocking how I pronounce whip. You are a brave man. So we're going to ignore it, and we're going to go on to
Wep.
this one here. Again, similar
Do you
here.
have any, like do you have a voice mod to fix that as well? Just asking.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, I need to fix my voice. I'm already safe here. I ain't scared. You should be. Again,
Continue.
a lot of this work's lovely. The only thing I think
It's
this is beautiful.
beautiful.
There's only one thing I want to say is that the speed of the windmill doesn't really reflect the environment around it. There's no other motion of wind on the foliage
Mm,
or the grass, anything like that. So it would be I think it would be better if I know why you've done it to add a bit of movement, but it would be maybe nicer to have a little
slow
bit
and
of,
lazy.
yeah, you could even, if I'm just a thought, having the windmill just kind of go rock back and forth would be quite
Yeah.
nice, and then have a little bit of like, I don't know if there's any audio to this or not, um, but maybe kind of doing some Foley
A creek.
sound, yeah, like a creek, and
Mm,
then some Foley sound with the birds and the grass, and make a very kind of serene scene. Where at the moment, I mean, I got to be
yeah,
honest,
because
that
it's so peaceful and lovely,
yeah,
except for the apparent tornado that's taking place somewhere.
yeah, I mean, and I love the little details because the more, I mean, I got to be honest, this looks like a painting to me.
Mm,
Um, it does look like a painting. I love the lighting, the look. I love the little
mm,
details that you keep finding when you look more into this, and
mm.
just because I want to be difficult, do you know what would be really cool? Is like a little rabbit or
Godzilla.
something.
Oh,
Godzilla, yes, but a little rabbit just
mm,
hopping in the foreground. It can be blurred, it can be a low res model, even like a preset animation just through the foliage. it adds a bit of depth. It shows that there's life kind
Mm.
of right at the beginning and going all the way
The
through the
mist
image.
she's got in there is so nice. I
That
really
yeah.
like how the light is playing with, like, as it's turning, you can see the light reflecting, light beams
Mhm.
going through there. I mean,
Yeah.
it is beautifully done.
Gorgeous.
Really
Really
pretty.
nice. How are we doing for time? Okay, we've got but what 20 minutes left, something like that?
Yeah, got about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. If we haven't gotten to yours, I promise we will actually get to them. If we've got enough demand for this, we'll do this every 2 weeks. Like, if this is what you guys wanna see, more than happy to do this more often. It's fun.
Mm.
I enjoy it. I like hanging out with Pat. I don't like hanging out with Stan anymore, but I like hanging out with Pat.
No, neither do I. I don't like Stan anymore.
Sorry, Stan.
Um, okay, so let's close down Vera's. And now we are on to
Hey.
Laura's, Laura Dexter's, and this is the
Laura, your
Marvel
hair
rival.
texture is pretty. It's so pretty. That's it. That's all I got for this. Like, I that I know you've hand painted, you've done poly painting for the hair. It's so pretty. Really, really nice hair. I like it. I just like the hair. I love this one. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so there's a few things that we're gonna kind of pull you apart on, and I'm really sorry about that. But overall, so pretty. That hair, my God, it's stunning.
Yeah, I
Love it.
particularly like the process you've used
Yeah,
for creating some depth to the hair. Like you've not just got individual hair cards, you've got an overlap and almost a cylindrical shape from it, which is
yeah,
really cool to see. That's really nice. Um, but again, this is a
really
very,
pretty.
very strong piece, and
Mm.
we all know what that means.
We really like your work. Quickly cover your ears while we now do the rest of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'll be the bad guy on this one. I can do this. My follow-up question is, why is the rest of it not finished? I'm so sorry. That I'm gonna be really harsh about this one because it is pretty. It's such a lovely piece.
Mm.
Why is it not finished? Did you put this up as a work in progress or
It is,
not?
yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
a
a
work in
whip.
progress.
It's a
Okay,
whip.
again, work in progress. Ah, you see, and I didn't notice that. So I went in straight away and I was like, why is it not finished? This is the problem with posting whips, guys. Okay, in that case, I retract my previous statement. For a work in progress, there's a lot of work that still needs to be progressed
Mm.
on it, but it's looking absolutely smashing.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
It's really, yeah, it's really nice. And again, but no, it's exact. Funny, this is the thing. This is exact. This just proves Heather's point about putting up whips because it's so close to being finished, and it looks finished
Yeah,
at the first glance. You mean, oh, it's finished until you start to look closer, and then start to
yeah.
compare it to the concept art.
I
Um,
mean, honestly, my initial feedback was gonna be straight away, "The hair is incredible, why is the
mm,
rest of it not to the same standard as the hair?" Now that I know it's a work in progress, I'm like, "Ah, well, it's 'cause it's not
yeah,
finished, that's why." Like, I've gotta find something to actually critique on it.
yeah. I love what I really like is how you've taken the painterly style of the artist from the 2D and you've incorporated it into the actual 3D. I love this. Without it looking like you've just pasted it on, you seem to have interpreted that really well. Again, though, it's like it's kind of going from the top down. So, everything's looked great up here. And then as we scroll down, you can start to see where obviously things aren't finished until we get to the legs, actually. The legs are looking really solid.
The legs look great.
Yeah. It's
The
just
shoes are
this,
excellent, love the shoes.
it's this
Would wear
middle
those
part,
shoes.
and again, this could be an artistic interpretation of not wanting to add this detail, but considering the rest of it, I would definitely make sure that you add that in because I think it's really going to help balance out the detail because of the style of the character. You've got a lot of smooth areas, and then you've got some nice busy areas, and that's something that a lot of people
Mm.
make a mistake on in that they post a character that's just detail everywhere, and your head just gets overtaken. Um,
You're
and
fully retexturing in substance.
oh,
Okay.
fully
Okay, that
retextured.
makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
okay, that makes sense.
I'm
I mean,
assuming.
the cloth I would say that the cloth does still need to be finished off, like, you could add a little bit more to make
Mm,
to give it the edges that it needs on there, but
yeah. Yes,
I
that's
mean, it's
actually a good
very
point.
pretty though.
If I look closely here, you've got the V taper on the clothing, nice and
Mm.
sharp. Yours is a bit soft. Um, if I'm going to be, I'm going to be, I'm going to be bad. Everyone's going to hate me after these.
Yeah,
Um,
sorry, everyone.
uh,
You wanted feedback before any retopo. Okay, so you're at the retopo phase of it. So,
okay,
okay, in that case, there is
that's
still
fine.
work to be done on your sculpt.
Yeah, there's still the work
Right.
to be done in the sculpt. You
Gotcha.
could technically fix some of these anomalies in the retopo, but you'll have to be aware that
Mm.
when you come back and do any reprojection, if you're doing any reprojection, you may end up with some areas that you need to resculpt and fix. So I would try and get these sharper edges in there as before you do the retopo. Because I was going to ask about the wireframes because there is none. But
Is the red section on her boobies, is that just
mhm,
painted straight onto it, or is there an actual piece there? Because
yeah,
I would rather have an actual piece there with
yeah,
translucency applied to it because it would be right. So
yeah,
I'd rather do that. And then the other thing that I noticed is on the gloves, I'm not sure that all the pieces there are individually done. It looks like they might have been damn standard just cut into it. I can't tell. Um, if you have just damn standard it, I would recommend doing them as individual pieces, and I mean, including even the little trim on the
yeah,
edge, do it as an individual piece. If you do it as an individual piece, it's going to give you much nicer ambient occlusion. It's gonna bake much better
mm,
than if you just try and, like, carve a line into it and assume that that's gonna work. I would potentially go a little if it was mine, I would be a little bit more heavy-handed in the depth of things, again,
mm,
because you want nice ambient occlusion. I would make them stand a little bit further off of each other so that you can get it to bake in really, really pretty. Um, but I mean, yeah, those it's such minor things. The
yeah,
cloth as well, I would definitely be finishing the edges of it. I would probably just run an inflate brush along the edge just to inflate it a tiny bit. It'll give it a better stylized look of cloth that you wanna be showing. Um, I'm still fixated on her hair though. Her hair's so pretty. Like, oh, she's so pretty. Look at her hair. Her hair. I think you captured the face really nicely as well. The face is
yeah.
very pretty. You did a good job of, like, the likeness is good. Her face might be a little bit too long. I think the
E-
concept has got a slightly more heart-shaped face, and yours is a
yeah,
little bit too elongated.
yeah, and I think her chin. Yeah, I would point. You're to be really picky. You want to get her chin a
Mm,
little bit more pointy on your model. That's definitely,
mm,
and I think that'll help with the more heart shape because it'll make the top a bit wider. Um,
yeah.
but eyelashes are great, nice stylized
Mm.
eyelashes. Um,
The shoes, my god, those
shoes are
shoes are
great.
so nice.
As is
Oh,
the belt. This is lovely. They see this detailing on the belt. This is really
God, it's
nice.
so good. Yeah, I
Uh,
honestly, how did you do that little, like, section there, that little it's almost like a Celtic cross thing going on the other side. It's so pretty. Really, really lovely.
okay, that's looking good. Yeah, this is looking really solid.
I'd love to get my hands on the actual model to, like, properly look at this.
Yeah.
And probably be able to review it. And guys, by all means, next time when we're doing these things, when we give you a call to arms and you guys can send us whatever you got, you're welcome to send us the files as well. We're more, please don't send us viruses, but you're welcome to send us your files.
Mm,
We promise we won't steal your work. And that way we can actually go in and delve into it and kind of poke and prod things. If you want to see us doing actual workovers on some of the stuff, we'd be more than happy to do that. Yes, let Heather touch your model. Yes, let Heather touch all of your stuff. Especially your bank balances. Send me your bank balances. I'll work with those. Um,
Um,
did most of the belt in Maya and then brought it in. God damn,
oh,
girl.
cool. Okay.
That's
Yay.
really
Nice to hear.
nice.
Nice to hear.
Yeah, really nice.
People rarely use Maya these days. I like it when people say they use
Hey,
Maya.
hey, hey, I made a gun and a gun sword axe
You
yesterday,
did? Yes.
sort of.
Yep. I'm
It
meaning
went
more from a
badly
student
for me.
perspective, but yeah. No, this is, and you're going into Unreal Engine. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this piece. I think this is gonna be
Hmm.
incredible when it's done.
Yeah,
I
it's really
like, you
solid.
can now that I know it's a work in progress, I'm like, I have so much faith in this. I have
Hmm.
so much faith in this piece. I think it's gonna look really smashing when it's done.
Yeah, I mean,
It's good.
yeah, I kind of agree. Like the neck areas again, even on the concept, it
Mm.
seems like it has just been painted over with red. Um, uh, so I can see why. Obviously, you've interpreted that. This
Yeah.
is where I would maybe take a bit of artistic interpretation, and I would do that as like lace, but very very fine lace,
Mm.
like a muslin almost, really transparent across the chest and then around the neck area, and there's parts on the arm as well, just to kind
The
of really,
V-neck. Oh,
yeah.
sorry, carry on.
No, 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 no. On you go.
That
On you go,
that
Heather.
yeah, that V-neck it's bothering me because that looks really unfinished. Like, it needs to have a trim put on the edge of
Yeah,
her of it just to I think there is one in the concept as well. Like, there seems to be a bit of
yeah. There's a
a
tiny
thin
darker area. Just
yeah.
come on, capybara, capi cursor, whatever you're called. Um,
Lace would be nice, yes.
yeah,
Oh, no, don't lose faith, don't lose faith. This is a beautiful piece. Like,
yeah.
it's gonna look incredible. It's going to look absolutely incredible when you're done with
Yeah,
it, and by all means, again, guys, we are always around if you have questions, if you have work in progress, things that you want information on. We don't answer every single thing that comes through because we can't, but honestly, like, drop your work there, people will be able to help you, otherwise, otherwise sign up for mentorship, in which case I'm literally obligated to answer all your questions.
yeah,
There's that as well.
yeah. Adding
Well,
that
this is
trim
so
in
pretty.
works. That fixes that.
Mm,
Actually, just looking at that, that helps it. It helps seat it a little bit, and it will give you somewhere to hide the the
yeah.
kind of mesh or the the lace, which would be
I
quite
mean,
cool.
honestly, for the front panel bit there, that front skirt panel where you were saying there's those designs, I would have
Hmm.
sculpted those in there and made them
Yeah.
actual pieces as well.
Oh yeah,
Which
definitely.
I know it sucks, and I know when you're at this point where you're like, I just can't be asked to do these things. That you gotta, you
Yeah.
gotta. It'll look so much nicer. I promise. It'll look nicer if you do it.
And here's the thing, folks.
Looks
See,
nice
whenever
though.
you're disheartened and you're like, oh, I just don't want to do that. Think of it this way: there's someone else who out there has done it, and they might get the job instead of you. And if this is your dream, if this is your
It's so
passion,
true.
if this
Oh,
is
it's so true.
actually the way that you want your life to be, this is where you see yourself going. You have to do everything you can within your power to make sure that you do the best job you can and you put your best foot forward. And I know it sounds kind of cringy and a bit old manny with what I'm saying, but it's true and it works. Okay. The industry
I'll
is in
put it
a,
in a modern way. Just remember, you're busy making stuff for Marvel Rivals. You're fighting against me because I want the same job as you. But don't worry, I'm fighting against my mentor because she wants the same job as me as well. So you got to remember who you're up against
yeah,
and what you're up against. Like,
yeah.
and you just got to be better.
I like the fact that you've got the hair coming out at the back as well to make your life easier when you actually rig it. That's really nice to see. That's a nice bit of forethought as well, which is
Get a
cool.
mentorship. Vega, you get a mentorship. We're
What's
trying to
this?
get you into mentorship for ages now. We just want to mentor
Uh,
you. I don't
I'm
know
the worst
why.
at getting feedback. I'm like, thank you. I sniff. I'm grateful. Cries for your feedback. Pat and Heather are great pictures.
I mean, that's like we do try and give you honest feedback. I don't want to be one of
Mhm.
those streamers that you see that gives you like really mean feedback and tears
Yeah,
your work apart for no reason. That's not it at all. And there's no one's work that we have reviewed today has been bad. In fact, one of the things that I was finding frustrating about the work that was getting submitted to us was like straight up, what, you just fishing for compliments? Is that what you guys are doing? Fine, fine. If you want to fish for compliments, you're gonna catch a few insults as well. Like we're gonna crack this. This work is everyone's work has been really, really good. The standard of work that's been sent out is just it's
yeah.
geez, goddamn guys. Competition is coming. You guys
I
are
ha-
good.
I had Peter Ocampo first year of uni, and I missed the harsh, honest feedback.
Oh God. Okay, that'll do it. I love Peter, but he is brutal too. Like he'll just tell you straight up what it is. Don't worry, he's going to be part of our next round of reviews, so we can start doing 2D stuff as well.
Yeah.
I remember when I first came here, Heather tore me apart. How dare you? I did not. Much. Did I? Did I?
Don't
Shit,
tell
I'm
him
sorry. I didn't mean to.
don't tell him I still haven't learned all the bony landmarks by their scientific names, and neither you need to.
You don't
There
need
you
to know
go.
their
You don't
science
need to
names.
know them.
You're never going to do surgery, and you're never going to, well, I hope you never need to do surgery, and I hope you never have to tell a doctor exactly where the pain is, according to which bony landmark it is.
Yeah,
You're fine. You're an artist. You just need to know where they are roughly. You'll be
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. If you want to learn them, it's good fun, and it's great if you're actually passing on your knowledge to someone and you're
Mm.
trying to explain something. It's really helpful. But the thing is, even if you learn them, that's great. That's fine. Great if you learn them, but you might forget them if you're not using them on a daily basis. It's the same with anything. So don't ever feel disheartened if you have forgotten the name of a bone. I do it all the time. I forget the name of muscles. I forget the name of bones, and I've been doing this for almost 20 years. So there you go.
So it turns out that Empress Tiramisu, who I used to like I really enjoyed as a person and was always very excited to see when they joined the channel, is gaslighting me. I don't know how this is all flipped around that I'm the like, we seem to be getting bullied a lot here.
Yeah, we
Whether they're going
are.
like, "Oh, guys, we're so sorry. We've said something to upset you. I'm so sorry." Meanwhile, they're like, "Look at these old farts on the channel. Screw these guys."
Right. Well, I mean, how long do we have? Do we have time for one more?
We can let's smash one more. Let's
One
go.
more.
Let's
Okay.
go.
So we have don't have a name, SSG Poker Face. So I actually have
Okay,
had
wait,
a
hold before we even start this, I'm gonna slap you in the face with, like, the reality of things. Please don't give yourself superhero names. Please stop it. Like, the days of being edgy on fucking MySpace and all the rest of it is over. Please don't give yourself a cool name and then refer to yourself by said cool name on something that is a portfolio if you are looking for work. I
yeah.
do not wanna have to Google your random ass superhero name. I wanna look up Pat Emery, and when I Google it, Pat Emery comes up. I had to learn this the hard way, and I cannot, it is the most frustrating thing when I've got to try and tag someone in something, and I can't find them because they're going by some random ass name on some random ass channel, like, please, guys. Oh,
Pat started doing
sorry,
this
guys.
when the first PC was made. Wow, I am getting attacked.
Wow. What about socials? On socials, by all means, like, do whatever you want on your socials.
Yeah, but if you're
That's
trying to
fine.
get a job, it's the same thing as having it's
Yeah.
like using an old email address that doesn't make a lot of sense or doesn't tell your name
Leatherdaddy@hotmail.com.
right, something like that and you're trying to get a job. It's like, no, that's just not going to work. So uh I think
Bloodmaster 420 is great. I mean, I would hire you if your name was Bloodmaster 420. I wouldn't even look at your portfolio, I'd just hire you. It's not that I'm judging you by your cool, edgy names that you guys wanna use. By all means, anonymity is great and you should protect it. But if you're looking for a job, why are you being anonymous?
yeah,
In the same regards, I like it frustrates me quite a bit where people send when I've been recruiting for positions, they'll send me their portfolio or their reel, but it's got a lock on it, so I've got to open it up, and then
yeah,
I've got to get the password, and I've got to insert the what is in there that you need a password on? Surely you want me to be able to access it. I have 300
yeah.
of these things to go through. Don't give me extra clicks, please.
I
So
can add
that's
a
I'm just having a like a
slight I can have I can add a slight caveat to that, to the password thing.
mm.
In the visual effects industry specifically, you will be told that if you are given material from a studio that has their watermark on
Ah.
it, you must,
Mm-mm.
and it's in your NDA and it's in your contract,
Ah.
and you must follow those. Do
Yeah.
not break them. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, if it's an
Yeah.
NDA based
Yeah.
thing, then I totally
Then
get
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But when
But
if you're a new baby artist that hasn't
yeah.
worked on something before and you're a junior, please don't password protect your stuff.
Yeah.
It's you're just adding extra hurdles.
Yeah. Because
Like,
if
just
unless
don't
you're
don't give me
specifically
hurdles.
told that you cannot do it,
Yeah.
or it's and you understand, it's frustrating because I mean I've been through it myself where I've had to password protect my demo reel because there's watermarks from studios and things like that. So I decided to stop doing that, and I found I got the footage other ways from Blu-rays, etc. once they were released, and I made my demo reel from that. Then I don't need, and then I haven't password
Mm,
protected it. If I'm ever contacted for a takedown request, I will take it down immediately, but it does make it more difficult to get work when you're unable to showcase your work with, like Heather says, without someone saying,
mhm,
oh, well, I'm not going to bother contacting the guy for his demo reel password.
mhm,
However, that being said, in the visual effects industry, when you're applying for a job, they will have most of them will have a place on the application form for your demo reel password because they are aware that that is a thing. But that's very, very niche to the
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
to
again,
the
if it's
VFX
NDA
industry.
based, then it's understandable, but
Yeah,
the amount of junior artists where you're not under NDA.
yeah,
You're fine.
yeah. So
You're okay.
I've taken a brief look at this one just when we were setting
Yeah.
things up, and so again, there's older work on here, so I'm going to more focus it directly on the the new work, the last couple of posts, and I'm going to play
Again, going back
this.
to that thing of, like, if you've got a portfolio, you don't need 100 pieces on your portfolio. You need,
Yeah,
2 or 3 or 1 or 2 really good pieces. Don't leave your old stuff up there. No one wants to see how you progress as an artist. They just wanna see where you are as an artist.
yeah. So
Sounds so mean when I say these things. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not that mean, I promise.
no, the thing is, it's not mean. It's the reality of what current recruiters and the job market is what that, and that's what you're having to fight against. It's like if you're a content
Mhm.
creator and you're having to fight against algorithms all the time. Think about
Yeah.
it in that way. So with this project, the one thing I would say for SSG Poker Face is that you have a lot of different and a lot of varied work in your portfolio and in your reel. But what I would say that it's lacking is guidance. There's a lot of great ideas here. You've got a lot of really impactful kind of animations and kind of epic kind of approaches to things, which is great. I mean, it is stunning. I mean, I can really see a lot of anime influence in what it is you do. Um, but there is some fundamentals that I feel you're missing from an animation point of view that I think something like a mentorship or a workshop series would be really useful to kind of look into in order to kind of really push your
Mhm.
stuff that little bit further and really kind of give you that grounding that I think will just help make your projects a bit easier. And the other thing as well is that based on the other work on your showreel, you seem to have you've got a very you say that you're an aspiring game artist, right? But a lot of the work seems all very personal and kind of almost independent. So maybe look at doing your own independent films and things like that, and maybe kind of going off on your own as a freelancer rather than maybe a games company. It's just a feeling
Mhm.
I get from the work that you're creating that certain career paths might not actually work for you in the work that you're creating. Okay, so that's just something to be aware of, that you don't just have to work in a studio. You could go off and do
Mhm.
your own type of material, your own short films and your own projects. That's just something I would kind of put in there.
I've just read their, blurb about this, which includes that it is unfinished.
And
So
it's
again,
unfinished again.
the curse of the web.
Yeah, the whip. um
Uh,
So
yeah.
let's take a quick look at the model. Again, this is something I would not do, folks. Multiple variations is not needed. For example, wacky
No, it's
colors, great.
boring.
It's going to put off a recruiter because look how much I'm having to scroll to get to the information I need. All right. And again, and that's a shame because the work's actually good. This is the thing. This is what's so dangerous
Mm.
about putting lots of stuff at the top of your portfolio. Get right into the bones of it. Okay. So we've got it.
Sculpt's not bad.
The sculpt's not bad. The textures are maybe a little bit low res, bit
I don't know if they've
pixelated, but
sculpted this. Is this just Maya or is it I feel like they've just made it in Maya. I don't think that this
ZBrush,
is
ZBrush
oh, it
Maya
has got
and
ZBrush.
Substance. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, because I think there you go. So you've got the quads. I would say that for the style
A
of
lot of
character,
quads.
that's a lot of topology for this one. I
Okay.
would really, really knock this back. There's no need for it to be as heavy duty as this
No.
for the style of character.
No. I mean, to start off with, if you're ever really questioning, like, you kinda wanna thin your stuff, just delete every second line.
Yeah,
Just start there.
yeah. I mean, 80,000 quads for
That's
this style
huge.
is huge. Um, what we got here?
And then if you turn that into tries in an engine, that's
Yeah,
massive. That's
yeah.
God of War.
Well, yeah. I mean, to give you guys an idea, the for God of War 2018, the final topo count for Kratos, the main character,
Mm.
is 100,000 tries. So he's
So that's less
50,000.
than this.
So he's 50,000 quads approximately, right? So that gives you an idea as to where
Yeah.
you should be basing things. So for this
Yeah.
here, yeah, I would definitely be pulling back, like, on the amount of polys. I would say that a character
Yeah.
like this, you should be aiming for around 10,000 triangles. 5,000 polys should be more than enough for
Yeah, I'd
this
say.
design.
Oh, we've got Kratos on one side of things, and just to remind everyone that is into games, that League of Legend characters are 7,000 tries.
Yeah,
7,000.
yeah,
That's it. So 3,500 polygons.
yeah.
That's it.
I love the fact that you've included the rig. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a rigger. That's another thing that we can maybe do in future if people are wanting to present their rigs, I guess. Bring on somebody that
Oh, we
actually
can
knows this stuff.
we'll bring Efren in here.
Uh, I like the fact that you've given yourself specific bones just to get the clothing, because again,
Mhm.
you've planned out how you want this to look. So you've basically made a rig that works for the shots you need, which is really good to see. You've got the full breakdown here. Again, you see, this is the thing. All those images at the top delayed us getting to here, and this is where all the good work is. This is where the good stuff
Mm.
is.
This is where the interesting stuff
Yeah,
is.
interesting stuff. Yeah, sorry, that's a better word for it. Interesting
Yeah.
stuff. And look at this. We've got our ZBrush one,
Proof.
5.2 million.
No one cares.
Yeah.
That's no one cares about that.
The UVs need
Mm,
work. This is what
mm.
I was saying at the beginning.
Oh, you got overlapping UVs down the bottom there
Yeah,
as well.
there's overlapping UVs. We don't have good use of the texture space here. So I really
That's
think,
auto pack.
yeah,
So Maya does this thing where if you auto pack it, I don't know which setting it is, but it leaves a gap at the top. And this is why please don't use the automatic anythings. If Just pack it by hand. It really doesn't take that long. Imagine that you're playing Tetris. What is
yeah,
that?
that is automatic UVs on the hair. So again, this is another thing,
Oh,
folks. Do not use, because this
that's not
again,
okay.
even if your model is really good, as soon as I see your UVs, I would be like, right, I can't hire this person because they
Mhm.
don't have an optimized UV approach. And again, this is going to sound very harsh, folks, but by hearing this information is going to help improve you as an artist. So what I would really strongly suggest is that, like I said, something like a mentorship, you need a guide to help kind of take you through the workflow for a character. Even if it's just, you don't have to get a mentorship. If you got a good workshop that takes you through it step by step, whatever is most appropriate for you at this time. Because there's elements in here I'm looking at going, all you need is a little bit of guidance here in order to make this into a really workable character.
Mm.
Because UVs can be taught very, very easily. Uh,
Yeah, I like doing UVs. UVs are fun.
yeah, me
There's
too.
also that's way too many tiles on there. UVs are fun. Like you're just sitting and playing Tetris. It's nice. It's very. I find it soothing.
Okay,
I
and then
make This is the thing where you can tell someone when they're trying to teach themselves, and
yeah,
I give a lot of points and a lot of credit to anyone that is trying to teach themselves because it's
yeah,
difficult. I initially started by self-teaching, and the problem with it is that if you are teaching yourself and you don't know where you're going wrong and how to fix it, you carry on down that path, and it gets worse and worse and worse.
yeah,
In the same regards, like when I start my first ever thing that I made in 3D, I followed a tutorial that taught me how to use Maya and Photoshop for texturing. When I eventually signed up for school and got a mentor who said to me, "Oh yes, and Substance Painter," I was like, "What the hell's a Substance Painter?" Because I didn't know that that was a thing, and
yeah,
I didn't know that I didn't know. So by getting someone there to like help you and guide you, it's it's so so important.
hmm
It's so useful to have someone just to bounce ideas off of as well. And then because I'm a salesperson, I'm going to throw it out there. We don't lock our students in. So Firestorm does offer mentorships. We don't lock you into a you have to attend every single day or every week or whatever. And there's no time limit on it. We will more than happy if you want 1 hour of our time, book us for 1 hour of our time. Get get someone in there and go like, right, here's my list of questions. Make
yeah,
the most of your hour and then shoot. Go for it. We are
yeah,
open to these things as well. Like if you just want an hour where we review your work and work with you on something, answer questions, explain this pipeline to you, explain a software to you, we are happy to do these things as well because we
yeah,
do the fundamentally Firestorm. is here because we want to make art accessible to everyone as much as we can. So that's part of what we offer. And that's my selling for the day.
The
Done.
other
I've
thing I want to
done my
highlight
job.
about this portfolio as well is that while yes, there's mistakes in the UVs and other areas, however, the amount of detail in your breakdown
Mm,
shows me, it proves to me that you understand this. You actually have a
yeah,
very grounded understanding of what it is you need to make, which just means that adds more weight to, you just need a bit of guidance just to make things just that little bit more pipeline friendly. That's how I'm going to describe it. Pipeline friendly, because obviously you're going to get a result out of what you've created. But if you do want to if you are aspiring to be a games artist, then you need to find something to guide you along that pathway. But
yeah.
yeah, okay. All right. So
So, I mean, I'm just again, I can't I wanna say thank you so much to everyone that has given us the opportunity to look at your art. I find it so inspiring. No matter what stage you are in your learning and development, it's always inspiring to see other people's work and see other people's art and ideas. And it's just I love my job. I'm so lucky that I have this as a job. I'm so lucky that I get to do this. It's the nicest thing to be able to do, and being able to kind of give feedback and answer questions and stuff is it's why we have a chat. I promise we don't make money out of Twitch. We don't get anything out of this except for being able to give back to the community. And yeah, so thank you very much to everyone who submitted work. Please do continue to submit work in all the channels on Discord. If you want to see this more often, we would love to be able to do this more often. I
yeah,
get to hang out with Pat, which is part of my like favorite things to do. So by all means, let's get
yeah,
the ball rolling. Let's keep this going. It's been a
yeah.
pleasure getting to look at such amazing works.
Yeah, I think the only person when there was a
Except for
couple of people.
Stans.
Yeah, except for Stans. There was one person
Mm.
that I wanted to kind of cover today, but we don't have the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a message. You're actually one of our students,
Oh.
but I will give you some feedback
Oh,
as well, just on the character, because I was the one that suggested you put it into this, but we haven't had time to get to you, and I apologize for that.
is that the lovely beer?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Do you want to cover it now? We can cover it now.
Yeah, we can cover
It's
it. Yeah,
fine.
yep.
We can do a quick like 10
Okay.
minutes cover. You guys want one more? We're gonna do one more.
Okay, we're going
Did
to do one
Stan
more.
get glazed? Glazed is not the word I would use for it. Destroyed. No, he got glazed. His work's nice.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone here got destroyed,
I mean,
really.
Stan's work is nice.
Not yet.
I mean,
No,
Stan
we
as a
just don't like
person isn't,
Stan.
but
No,
yeah,
Stan as a person is
yeah.
like there's work to be done. But yeah, as an
Oh,
artist, he's all right.
okay. So, Artner on the Discord asked, pointed us towards this. Now we've got the concept here, beautiful concept, and we have the model. Now, simply skipping between these, I apologize for the size, folks. This is just unfortunately how it has to be.
That's what she said. Well, that's
Um,
what he said. Someone said it. Sorry.
um, and studying modeling, I can't figure out what's wrong with his face, but I know there's something. Can I have some feedback on this? Okay, so the first thing I would say is when I jump between the two, actually give me 2 seconds, folks. I'm just gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna open up Pure Ref here. And this is me. I should have done this before anyway, but it is what it is.
I'm just disappearing off camera for like a second. I'm still here, but
Okay.
for reasons. Carry on. I'm still here. I'm just not on cam.
All right. Okay, folks. So I'm just going to bring up Pure Ref. Give me 2 seconds. I need to switch screens. So I'm going to switch over to the break screen for 2 seconds while I readjust.
Ah, even better. Do that.
And where are we? Okay. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Okay, now we're back.
And I'm back.
Now we're back. Okay, now I seem to have lost my capybara. Where's my cappy cursor gone?
Such is life.
I know,
There was a
right?
zoo recently that lost a capybara somewhere.
Yes, yeah, it was. It's just
Was it
amazing.
it was like Edinburgh or something? Somewhere in
Yeah,
Scotland.
it
Scotland
got.
keeps getting random animals thrown at it. You guys get the lynx that got released there recently?
Yeah.
Capybaras getting released out there, monkeys getting released. Can't wait.
Um,
Scotland is gonna be a wildlife destination soon.
well, that's the thing. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, hang on a minute. There we go. Cool. I can draw in this. Like you say, I'm just going to use this. I downloaded a
Ye
random program where I can just use pure ref.
Yeah. I they hide it really well, but you can just draw on things in pure ref.
Okay, so this is just a bit easier because now we can actually look at them side by side and we can actually kind of
Mm.
compare it. So the first thing that to me is proportions. That's your first issue, okay? And I say issue because already we can see how well you're interpreting it. There's we can
He is
see the
good.
resemblance, right? We can see the resemblance
Mm.
here. The first thing I would say is the reason it's not working or you feel as though it's not really working is this bit here.
The plane of the face is in the wrong
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, it's in the wrong place. And for me, this is where it'd be really great to have, like you say, the model, because we could do a sculpt over and actually, because it would be,
Yeah,
it would make,
next time, guys. Send
yeah,
us your models
it
next
would make
time.
way more sense, and I could do a live sculpt over to show you how I would fix the model.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so
Um,
nice.
your distance here, it looks close, but because the angle of the jaw isn't the same. See how your jaw is actually coming back at that angle when it really, you want to be a bit more harsh with it and do something like that.
Mm.
Okay. And then the ear,
It's too big.
too big. So yeah, so that means to me, I know this is all random drawings, folks. I hope apologies, but the ear needs
Just
to
as a
be
like, I'm so sorry to interrupt and interject.
no, no.
The thing that I would do if I was her is while I'm in ZBrush, I would open up this reference on PureRef, make
Mm,
it a nice big size, then set my PureRef to be always at the bottom so
yeah.
that it's underneath it, and then just adjust my ZBrush to the
Hmm.
transparency, and you can literally overlay it on top of your PureRef file and look at the different dimensions.
Yeah,
It's such a useful thing to be able to do. And you could do it with Spotlight and ZBrush as well, but honestly, I don't think anyone uses Spotlight.
I do
You use it. Of
all
course
the
you
time,
use it.
all the
Of course you
time.
use it. You're one of the few people that understands it.
I use it
So
all
yeah,
the time.
don't be scared to like overlay your stuff. Like literally put
Yeah.
it on top and make sure that it's one to one. That's the easiest way to tell where it's off.
And what I would also do, folks, see if you've got even if you have a concept like this, right?
Mm.
Even if it's a stylized concept, do this with your models.
You just like drawing skulls.
I do,
You
but
sicko.
this, I guarantee you,
Throwback to the good old days doing corpse paint.
yeah, this will improve your modeling. Figure out what the skull of it looks like roughly, and then if you are struggling with, there we go.
I've
And if you're,
never thought to do that, but it makes the moment you did that, I'm like, oh yeah, my God, that makes so much sense.
and now we have a skull, and this is something I learned this studying Norman Rockwell paintings, because this is what he would do. He
That's
would
very
literally
clever.
he would just take photographs of people and then draw their skull at different angles, right? And that's a really rough drawing because normally I would do it in Photoshop. But if you draw over a concept with a skull and then transplant that first into primitives or a rough shape, however you want to do it in ZBrush or Blender or Maya, doesn't matter. Or hell, even download a free skull and then reshape it in ZBrush to roughly match your concept, then
Mm.
use that to build your form on top of. You will learn about anatomy. It will give you a first drawing in the blank sketchbook kind of approach, and it will make things so much easier when you're building it up. So that's what I would do to kind of help with it. But If we step back, come on, go, 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 go. I could probably just bet you there's layers and stuff. I need to learn about how this works in Pure Ref because
I don't think there is. You have to just go backwards.
you have to go backwards.
Yeah.
Murray,
It's not
we've
as
got to go back.
it's not that finessed.
So yeah, the plane of the face. To be a bit cleaner about it, there's the cheekbone. There's the zygomatic arch. And then your orbit is going to be here. And then from here, if we use a different color, we can go up onto the temple like that. And then from there, you can start working in your forms. And such, and where the eyeball sits. But that's how I would kind of approach it, because this bit here, to me, looks, this is kind of coming out. If we looked at this as a profile, it should look like this, right? If we take it, that's a box, right? That's what it should look like. But yours more looks like this, right? So it's flat under the eye socket, and then it's expanding up. What did I just do?
Yeah.
Here we go. There we go. Yeah. So that's how I would kind of fix that's the biggest area for me, because it's meaning we're missing some of the eyeball. And also this area here, that should be flatter.
Yeah.
And come up onto the bridge of the nose. And I don't know how you're sculpting this, as in, I don't know if you're just kind of sculpting it and trying to match the single pose like this. Remember that because again, if you're not working your way around your model, you're going to run into issues with it where it's not lining up properly. But at the same time, it's a 2D image. The artist has made it look the way they need it to look in one view. You have a 3D model. The chances of you being able to match everything 100%, unless you literally match it frame by frame and pull things so it matches it, it's unlikely that it's going to match 100%. So just don't be disheartened with that, and focus on trying to capture this bit. Capture that there, and don't worry too much about this side profile, okay? Because I doubt that will match up 100%, or the eye won't match up with the nose and things like that. So yeah.
For anyone that's brand new to things and wondering, like, how did we spot that? How and why did that get caught out so quickly? Look at where the light is hitting his face. So in the drawing, you can see in the 2D image, it's hitting like at the bottom of his jaw over here, and you can follow the shape of that. Using that light is how you can see where the planes of the face need to be. Whereas on the model, the image on the model, you can see that it's catching right up near the eye. So clearly that's where there's an issue there that's taken place. Don't be scared to use light to work out where things are. In the same regards, if you're busy working on a model in ZBrush, change out your matte cap, your material every now and again. If you're trying to do something super stylized and you want to make sure that it's super clean and tidy, switch onto a shiny matte cap so that you can actually see where the things are dented and divoted. It's I use the metallic green one a lot to just check things.
Metallic green's
It's
great.
ugly.
Anything super
it's ugly
shiny.
as hell, but it works.
Yeah. And particularly if you're doing hard surface as well, it's even better, because if you're using a polish brush, you can get rid of all your lumps and bumps on your matte cap. So
exactly.
The last one thing I want to mention.
Match perfectly,
Oh, we've got some chat stuff.
Just people just chatting. They're saying 2D artists love to cheat. I hate to tell you this, but 3D artists love to cheat as well.
We cheat more. We cheat more. The other thing I wanted to point out is the hair as well. It's looking a bit lumpy. So what I would do, I think what you've done here is great, right? But I would, for the hair itself, again, a nice block for the hair cap. But when we come to these parts, think about where the crown and of the head is, or where the hair of the hair is, and actually bring these out in blocks.
I think she's gonna block those out. I don't think she's touched the hair yet. I think
Right.
she's just
Okay.
using it as a placeholder in there.
Okay.
But that's exactly it. Like, and that's a really good way of doing things as well. I was doing this with one of my students this week actually. We've got a character it's beautiful. She's got such a cool concept to work on.
Hmm.
But it's got this massive headpiece on it, and when you're sculpting just the face, everything looks weird until you have at least some sort of, like, blob holding the
Yeah.
space to see the silhouette. So I think she's just shoved something in there to hold a silhouette on it, but still, I mean, oh god, carry on talking, it was interesting. Carry on. Don't let me
No,
stop
no.
you.
Um, no, no. I also have just Konomoto. I think it's nice to mention concepting does not stop at 2D, it continues into 3D. 100%. That's a very good point. Once, generally, what will happen is this will be the first stage, right? You'll get your first stage of the model here. If why is it? Oh, there we go. That's a bad UI. Okay. So that'll be your first protocol. Then it would go over to a 3D artist who would then conceptually block it out, model it, etc. Then it's going to go back for a potential paint over, or it's going to be maybe the 3D artist, or it's going to be sent to another artist to do a full kind of 3D concept of it. It depends on the pipeline, okay?
Mm.
But generally, yes, from the 2D, it's going to go to 3D, and that might not necessarily be for actual kind of production. That's going to be another stage of concept, okay? And you'll also find some
Yeah.
artists that work as well, concept artists that work both in 2D and 3D. Our very own Peter, he does that. He's an amazing painter. He's also an amazing sculptor, and
He is, right?
yeah,
Holy crap, the guy can sculpt. I did not know about 2D, like, I didn't know anything about
yeah,
concepting, to be honest, and when I saw his work process, I was like, "What do you mean you're that good at
mhm.
3D as well? What do you mean?" It's crazy to
Yeah,
me. You
it's
you concept artists are absolutely, like, mind-blowing in my opinion.
yeah, concept art. I mean,
You
that's the
learned ZBrush
thing.
from Peter. Yeah, I'm not surprised
Yeah.
you learned ZBrush from Peter, like, I
Um,
he's amazing.
I'm also going to just do a little plug for Konomoto. I would definitely go and suggest you check out her work as well. You will not be
Link it,
disappointed.
link it, link it. I wanna see your
Okay.
work. Let me see your work.
Uh, Melanie's one of those. She's exactly kind of like Peter in that way. Absolutely amazing at 3D and also fantastic painter as well. So yes, no, my
Ah,
pleasure,
double
Melanie.
threats. Get out of here. Double
So
threats. I can't paint to save my life.
so yeah, so I guess for Artner, yeah, this is one of those. It's looking really strong, but there's just it's
Mm,
there's some
subtle.
proportional subtle things that we need to fix. And if I'm being honest, there's only so much I can do with 2D. I'd be better off having it on in ZBrush and doing a sculpt
Yeah.
over to show you how I would fix these things for you. Because again, visually, it's not also necessarily going to, it's not going to kind of hook in and make any purchase in your brain if it's just me explaining what I think you should do. Sometimes you need to see it. So,
Mm. Give us
but
your
yes,
files for next time, guys.
yeah,
We're learning. This is our first time doing a review session.
yeah,
It's really impressive to see how many people have come to join us and hang out with us for this one. And, it definitely seems like something that we need to continue working with.
yeah,
So please, for the next one, lessons learned, send us your files as well. Like, don't be shy. Send us, or at least send us like an FBX or something.
yeah,
Please, for the love of God, if you send us your file, can you please tidy it up before you send it to us? Like a neat, organized file. Please don't,
yeah,
again, I'm the biggest bitch when it comes to these things. Please don't make me have to look for the work to review. Like
yeah.
I don't wanna, I'm lazy.
The
I'm so lazy, guys.
simple fact is, folks, if we're unable to find, if we're unable to work through your file, we can't review it because it's going to take
Yeah.
extra time because these take a lot of time to prep. And I think, yeah, maybe instead of a Z tool, because of the different variations of software and versions of
Send an
ZBrush,
FBX.
FBX, OBJ, anything, any kind of clean
Yeah.
format. OBJ would be the cleanest because it'll clean out anything that's
Oh, easy.
any errors
Yeah.
and stuff. FBX tends
If
to hold
you're
on to
doing it, just
things.
combine everything down into one piece, OBJ
Yeah,
it, send it
yeah.
to us. We'll
And
sort it out from there, I promise.
yeah. So yeah.
You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Laura, your work, honestly, I know you're saying that you're losing faith. It's okay. I understand. Everyone gets I'm at that point with the sculpt that I'm busy working on where there's things that I need to do, but I can't be bothered to do it because I'm bored with it. But you kind of just got to push yourself through it and crack on with it. It's going to be incredible. The piece that you're working on is looking so good. It is a strong, strong piece. Do not give up. Do not lose faith. It's gonna be nice. It's
Yeah.
gonna be nice. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
out of here. I'm leaving. I'm going. It is. I mean, tomorrow's a public holiday, so I'm not doing shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not at work next week. Hell
No,
yeah.
no, Heather is going to be off. Heather, actually, that reminds me, you'll need to cancel your Thursday. Your
I
Thursday,
will. I
yeah,
will. I'm gonna
and
cancel everything.
and I'll take your spot.
Yay! I don't have to do work next week,
um,
which means that I'll be doing recordings. So, because I can't help myself. So, just as a follow up on that one, guys, I am starting the Firestorm tutorial series. If you are interested in that, if you are interested in getting those things put together, let me know. Drop me messages, chat about it. Let me know what sort of tutorials you want to see, what stuff you've looked for in the past. If you are beyond the point of using tutorials and you're a super professional on this, great. Let me know what you used to search for, what you used to need
mm,
help with. And then that way we can tailor it according to what our community is looking for and what they want. We will be doing a range of like short little reels, little, 5-minute tip things, 2 minute, 1 minute, whatever, 1 minute tips, 10-minute freebies over on YouTube. And we will also be putting together full paid courses as well. So we'll have all of those things available for you guys. We want to make sure that we are keeping things reasonably priced as well. So please don't be shy about it. I know everyone hates talking about money. Let me know, how much would you pay for a tutorial? Would you pay for a tutorial? What's the maximum? What's the minimum? Like, let me know these things. That way, when we do our pricing, we make sure that we're fitting into what your budgets are. Obviously, again, I've got to caveat that by pointing out that I do need to pay my artists, and I can't just make them work for free all the time. So we do charge for some things. Don't be shy to reach out to us about any of the mentorship as well. If you're looking for maybe just a one-off feedback session, I'm sure I can wrangle Pat into doing those. He hasn't agreed to it just yet, but you never know. So we can we can get him
nothing
into
like
doing
asking me
these
on the
things.
spot.
I know. I'm evil like that. We do also have all the other Firestorm team members that are available. So if you're looking for someone just to give you a one shot, like an hour of their time review session, would be happy to arrange one of those. If you're looking for something longer term, if you want to do a full pipeline process, we got that available too. We are here for you. We genuinely care about our community. We care about you guys, and we want to see you all thriving and successful and happy and hopeful. And I can't stress that enough. We want to see you hopeful. I know that the industry at the moment is a big bag of poo, and we're all a little bit stressy, ressy about it, but we're all here for each other, and it's what makes everything kind of all right. So, just keep being yourselves, keep being the artists that you are. Yeah, I'm going to do my usual sign off. I'm out of here. So, be good to yourself, be good to other people, go touch some grass. It is Easter weekend. If you celebrate it, happy Easter. If you don't celebrate it, go buy some eggs and eat chocolate. It's nice. And I'm out. Pat, over to you.
Thank you very much, Heather. Right, folks. Okay, again, just to kind of repeat what Heather said, thank you all very much for coming along to this. We will have a better banner for you so we can point you all in the direction of all of our socials the next time round. And hopefully, yeah, maybe we'll have some bigger video screens as well. We'll
What do you
figure
mean
that
tiny,
out.
Heather? This is my natural size.
Yeah,
I am tiny
this is
girl.
Heather
Ooh,
to
look at
scale,
me. Yeah.
So, but yes, thank you all very
Around here in
much.
Florida.
As always, yeah, come and chat to us in the Discord. Reach out to us. I'll be back on Monday. We're going to be starting the Kelpie, which our very own Peter has designed for us. So we're going to be
Yeah.
sculpting that on Monday, and we'll be finishing it hopefully on the Thursday as well. Okay,
Nice.
so right, folks. Well, we're going to go and take a break. Well, we're going to go and actually, yeah, take the rest of the day
I'm
off.
gonna go drink wine. I'm on holiday now.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
done.
Yeah, you're on holiday. I'm going to go make some food.
I'm done.
And yeah, but yes. All right, folks. Until next time, take it easy, and
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
speak to you all later. Bye for now.